Welcome, everyone. I'm Lady Zelda. We're here celebrating my birthday, my reading anniversary, and we're playing Dark Shadows Trivia. What can get better than that?
Happy birthday to my beautiful and talented sworn companion and wife, Lady Zelda of Vale. See you very soon, my heart.
And hello to you. Welcome, welcome. I hope that you're ready to have a good time. Thank you so much for being here. I just love it. So, thank you. I'm just so excited about tonight because we got a lot of things to talk about, and I got a few little things to show you. And yes, for those of you who recognize it, it's Collinsport from Dark Shadows. Now, I had to be really careful because I had to draw this one out because, they have such a thing called copyright. So I just wanted to make sure that I changed it. But as long as you recognize it, we're here. And I'm expecting Roger and Elizabeth and Barnabas to come out of these doors at any minute. Wouldn't that be nice? I sure wish. Thank you. I am watching and reading your beautiful messages. Thank you so much for all the well wishes. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, without further ado, I thought this would give us a little break today on talking about, and no disrespect, no shade, but talking about these crime cases. It's been a lot, but thank you so much. Thank you. Look at all of you. Thank you. Thank you. I need to have a drink. It's okay. It's Diet Dr. Pepper. I want to thank you. And look, coming in from afar, oh my goodness, all around the world, thank you so much. Ratty Mary, I ran home every day, my sister and I, from school to see Dark Shadows. And you know what? I really didn't know back then what it was all about, but it was the absolute coolest. And for those of you who don't know it and have not seen it, it is like a cult classic. It was a soap opera that was black and white. You can see it in its entirety on Prime, Amazon Prime, if you have that. But if for whatever reason you can't, there are some episodes on YouTube. Also, Tubi has it, but you got to make sure that you get the black and white version first and then go all the way through. And I have watched it so many times, and each time that I do, it's just like. Now, this started out in the 1960s, and I got to tell you, I hope you're ready, because in a little bit, look, I printed out questions for us. Yes, that's what it's all about. I hope you like the intro. I hope all of this stuff is good. Look at all of you. Oh my goodness. I love it. I've got to get back in it, though, because for those of you who have not watched it, it's about this family in Collinsport, Maine. Collinsport, somewhere, Collins, something. It's about the Collins family, and they have more trouble than Carter has liver pills. I'm just going to tell you. But they are boring as can be in the beginning, and it's in black and white. And you're going to see this young girl riding on a train because she's going to be a governess. Collinswood. Thank you. Collinswood, Collinsport, Collinsworth. It's some type of Collins. Okay. I know it's something. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's Collinsport, Maine. Thank you so much. So this young girl is on a train. And each episode starts out with one of the characters, but especially in the beginning, she says, "My name is Victoria Winters." And Little did we know she was vlogging back then, and went to this old house. And actually, I visited this house when I was in Newport, Rhode Island. They used on the breakers, they used one of these houses as the outside. So it was so cool. So anyway, and it starts out Victoria Winters, and they're just all like, okay. And believe me, there are vampires, there's witches, werewolves, psychics, let's see, what else? I had some other things. Reincarnation, a Frankenstein, pardon me, I got hair. A Frankenstein, all kinds of, I mean, and it's worth your ghosts. That's right. They've got ghosts. And they have a whole wing of this home, the big house, they call it. They have it all in which, oh, and look, we have a visitor. Thank you so much. Meet Sam, my producer. So anyway, we have, then they have a smaller house, which is more, everything is run down and dilapidated. And there's Elizabeth Stoddard, who had been married, but she's not gone out of the house in 40 years. That actually sounds like me about right now. And she's the monarch of the Collins family. You talk about soap opera, the moment that it changed into color because they were going to cut it. The network was going to cut it. And they said, you guys are too boring. And Dan, bless you, I forget what his last name is. That's horrible. The producer and director, Dan, whatever his name was, pardon me just a minute. Banshees, that's right. His wife said, why don't you put a vampire? And he said, oh my gosh, we're about ready to get cut off. We may as well. Enter Barnabas Collins, Dan Curtis. Thank you very much. Dan Curtis for the win. Dan Curtis. And he was a big producer director back in the day. And the evil Angelique, who was a witch, my gosh. And it's so funny. They were only a half an hour. And by the time you take the commercials out, each episode is about 20 minutes. And there's like 1,272 episodes. I have my favorite. And they would go back into time. They went into witch hunts. They did all kinds of things. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry, I keep hitting this. Absolutely right. Jack Ack, the critics hated it, and everybody loved it. Amazing. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for coming in. Oh yeah, you can find some episodes on YouTube. You can find them. They're on Tubi, Amazon Prime, and I forget. You might find them here on the Tubes of You, but they are so great. It's on slow mode right now because the chat starts going so quickly. I can't. Yes, you can send an Amazon gift card. You can go into Amazon in my wish list and you can send an Amazon gift card. You don't have to, but thank you. No, Lord Greggor is not here yet. He should be arriving in the wee hours of the morning. And I got to tell you, I'm so glad he's not here yet. I still have to clean my bathroom. I had everything done, and then somebody that we love decided to eat too much and brought up on the carpet. So now I have to clean that. If you know, you know. Now, as far as she's concerned, the mister thinks she just does not do any wrong. Look at her little teeth. So anyway, but he'll be here. And I want to thank each and every one of you for sending me these wonderful Amazon gifts. I know you put gift cards with them, and sometimes Amazon doesn't bring them. So, but if you sent, thank you. I'm overwhelmed at how wonderful it is. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So let me see here. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. Pardon me. The bread, I actually made some sourdough starter last week. So it's very good. It's primed now. So the bread is rising. The butter has been made. Do you know I made 3 pounds of butter? And most likely that man will go through it in about 3 days. Seriously. Bread and butter. And he calls it the bread of life. So I'm going to share, because I'm perfecting it, I will be sharing my bread recipe. And it's going to be one of many, because I'm putting out the book, Lady Zelda Cooks from the Hearth. And it's going to be from Vale Haven, Vale Keep. So it'll be in the cookbook. Thank you. And I want to thank each and every one of you. Look, here is Fate and Fortune. Thank you so much for being here. That is Mrs. Marie. I appreciate you so much. And we are also streaming on True Oracle, by the way. Yes, thank you. So, Jackie, my darling, hurrah, hurrah. That is a celebration between Jackie and I. You go, girl. You go. You go. There's nothing better than bread and butter. I can tell you this right now, the homemade. But listen, the mister eats too much bread in my... Now listen, he's in great shape. But he eats... That's all we eat here. I told him, I am like Mrs. Carb-a-Lot. I cannot eat that much bread. But I make other things. Roast vegetables, roast meats. But I'm thinking I might try a little something. That's right. I will be 21 years wild tomorrow. Tomorrow's actually my birthday. The Ides of March. I will be 21 wild. That's it. But I've got a little something that, Jackie, thank you so much. You know I'm wishing you all the best, honey. And I've got a little something I'm going to try. Because it's not going to be a pizza, because he's kind of opposed to it. But I'm going to try a little something. Because, see, I've made some ricotta cheese. And yes, I make the cheeses because I don't buy that stuff. Mozzarella, ricotta, and I've made all of that. And we'll see. We'll see. He'll love it. He'll eat it. Well, he better love it, because that's what he's getting. There we are. Hello. Okay, so now let me see. Sourdough bread is the absolute best. It is. Thank you so much. Now, for all of you, I love the homemade cheeses and all that. Oh my gosh. I better not eat. I'll be Mrs. Pounds a lot. So, Aunt BB, and you are a doll. Yes, you would be welcome to it. I can tell you that right now. All right, I've got it. Wait, my mouse doesn't want to seem to work. Why? Okay, there it is. I have a little something that I want to show you. For all of you, for all of my crime community, I said that I didn't want to say, but for all of you in here, if you know, you know, I have been saying this for a very, very long time, and welcome to each and every one of you. Some of you are new, and do me a favor, please bump the subscribe button, and please put your DNA on the like. Okay? Gotcha. All right. There's something, and thank you so much. There is something that, pardon me, pardon the arm. Okay. Give me a second. Thank you so much, Carrie. Thank you for that gift. Bless you. And I'm making so much noise. Thank you. Bless you so much. Thank you, my darling. I appreciate that. Now, I've got a little something that I want to show you. No, I'm not visiting any house right now. It's my theory. It chimes in to my theory of what's happened with Nancy Guthrie and about how much of a bigger picture it is, that sort of thing. So I'm going to play that for you now. It's just a short. It's like 30, 45 seconds. It's Ashley Banfield with a retired FBI agent. And I want to show that to you right now. So take a listen. Thank you so much, my darlings. Thank you. And then I've got to send you something else that somebody sent me. Let's see. Where are you, Ashley? Don't tell me. Let me get it back. Here it is. Let me set it up for. No, we're not doing that. Give me a second, my darlings. Give me a second. Okay. Got to make sure everything is in line. All right, here we go. Take a look at the screen, my darlings, and you can see here. Give me a second. I got to set this up right so it looks better. Give me just a second. I can tell the future, but I can't run StreamYard. All right. Here we go. Listen, my darlings, to this. Maybe. Give me a second. Oh, no. Well, that's operator error. My apologies. Let's start over again. There we go. Now, give me a second, my darlings. We're going to start this over. Here we are. Listen to this.
About what happened to Nancy Guthrie.
What I think is this is someone who was either obsessed with Savannah, either had an issue with something she had done, said, or someone that she had interviewed, and has some kind of a personal problem. I would imagine they've already gone through any stalking emails and things like that she may have received. And this person may have actually not reached out to her. But I think this is someone that was simmering for quite some time and upset with her. And as a result, knew it might be difficult to get directly to her or, thank goodness, her children or the rest of her family. And so picked, in my perception, probably the most vulnerable person or the easiest target in her family to essentially get back at her. And so I think this person planned this. I don't want to say for years because I don't think that that's the case, but I think this person planned this for a bit of time. And that's why her mother was selected as the target.
But do you think that someone would go to such extraordinary lengths, because this truly was extraordinary, just to exact some revenge to someone they hadn't even reached out to themselves at any point in advance of this?
Here's the thing, Ashley, I'll just share something personal. I think if I had not been a victim of several different pretty severe stalking incidences in the past, I would agree. But because I have been, and because I've seen what these individuals have done who have never reached out to me before, that's why I'm leaning more towards that, only just because of what I know I've experienced personally.
Tracy, based on what we know and understanding, there's a lot we
Okay, now that's going to play again, but the reason I put the comments up here is because yours truly put a comment in here and said, finally, the truth is starting to come out. Bravo. Yes, someone who is vulnerable would go that far. Eyes wide open. And that's exactly what I feel. I feel that Nancy has been targeted and there. Sorry about that. You know where the hairs come from. She's been targeted based on all of the facts that I have uncovered. I have told my side. And Schenectady, I love it. Thank you for being here. And it is someone who has researched Savannah, researched Nancy. How do you get to someone? You get to someone that they love. And Nancy has been on the Today Show. Now, the other thing I want to ask you, let's take a moment. Let's think like a criminal. Because locks, doors, and cameras are only to keep your friends out. Let me say that again. Locks, doors, cameras are to keep your friends out. Were there any screens that were cut? How about a sliding glass? How about multiple entries into the home? Could someone have been waiting in an attic? Because that's what they do. That's what they do. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I know that nanos, and give me just a second. I'm going to play this for you. Sound coming. Hold on, sister. Hold on. This is how I feel about nanos.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Now, all of a sudden, he's come up with this idea that, oh, this guy might, he may strike again. Well, so may lightning. And this probably isn't the first time. And most likely it won't be the last. But once again, we have another little thing. There's my sweetheart. Look, tomorrow is my darling, tomorrow. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. But this Nanos character, in my opinion, if I can say it, it's my birthday, I'm going to. I don't believe he knows his butt from a hole in the ground. And I've been around a little while. Now, do you see how this goes in waves? Week by week. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Somebody's bus hunting dog died. Oh, wait a minute. This happened. Now we may have images. I said a long time ago that there's been more images. And I know that this is a heck of a lot bigger than what anybody thinks. Thank you, my darling. Thank you, my friend and a friend of our channel, the Lawfario, Miss Nan, Attorney Nan, is fantastically, not only is she brilliant, but she's beautiful. And I thank her for being here. And we're so busy, we don't even get to say hello. But I love that you're here, Nan, and thank you so much. Nan is instrumental in another case in Massachusetts for Eddie O'Brien, working to help him. I've not been able to hear much about what's going on with Eddie, but she's A-okay. You're welcome, my darling. You're welcome. Yes, Sherry Barney 5. Sherry, Sheriff, Barney 5. I've run into some sheriffs and some agents and Agent Obligadas like him before in my career. And all I can say is this. There are those who work hard, that keep their nose to the ground, and who have a dedication to the law and justice. And then there are the showboaters. And you know which one they are. You know which ones they are. By their actions, you will know them. So I'm just saying, think outside the box, because it's all about timing. It's all about timing. And all about timing, my darlings, is this. Let's think about, let's just for a moment think like a criminal, because in what I do, somebody actually today said that I was the Emmy of tarot. And you know what? I'll take it. I love that. Thank you so much. I'm the Emmy of tarot. But let's get serious for a second, because sometimes you have to think about a criminal, because the reason that many of you are so astounded about this is because we would not do these things ourselves. And it becomes something that is unfathomable to us. And that's why we just can't figure it out. But let's think like a criminal. If I wanted to get something or someone, what would hurt them the most? Because they did something to either me or an organization that I was affiliated with. Well, they would look for patterns. First of all, they knew that Miss Nancy's birthday, and they were going to have a little celebration. But how would they know that? How would they know that Nancy was going to this son-in-law's house? How would they know that? How? You see, that's the thing. I always ask how and why, but you have to build things on facts. You can't just go out here and say, some of these call-in people, you know what I think? Oh, here we go. That if you were sitting here right here with me, you would hear me. Mrs. Marie can vouch for that. Jerry, our beautiful mod in here, can vouch for that. And I just sit here and go, who are we talking about? I sit here and go, oh, here we go. Here we go. So, so was it a ritual thing? Was it? Or was it for her birthday? And did somebody know that somebody somewhere somehow knew? Who knew that Savannah was getting ready to go to the Olympics? You see, that had been planned for a long time. Who knew that there had been some testimony in front of Congress? Who knew? You see, who knew all these things? Who knew about an interview in 2019 with a young lady who then, not long after that, got her ticket to paradise? They tried once, failed, and then it happened again. And that time it stuck. Who would know? Who would be associated with the former prince being arrested on his birthday? Happy birthday, dude. Hope you like your bracelets. And he's facing along. You see what I mean? Somebody there had to know something. And that takes a lot. That takes a lot. Now, I'm also going to say this. I see some of the remarks in my chat, and I love you all, and you're all welcome here. But this is my house, and don't you dare come in here and tell me who I'm supposed to be around and who I'm not. We don't talk about other people here. I don't make fun of other people, and I don't care what you say, and I don't care what you think. And if you think that I'm stupid enough that I need your advice, whom I don't know, then you can do me a favor and tickety boom your ass right out of here. And I don't mean maybe. Don't ever come in and disrespect me, my people, my members, all of these people. Do not, if you want to do this, if you want to be in this room, this is a safe place. Never, ever do that if you want to remain here. If you want to tick me off, never do that again. Now, back to the show. I want to look at you, my darlings. Thank you, thank you. That's right. We all love each other here. That's exactly right. I don't play that game. I have to say this. And many of you in here understand that I do not play that, where I'm going to talk about somebody and then I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Stop. How old are we? Stop. There you go, my darlings. Sorry. You know, there's one thing that I'm just going to say. You never want to tick off a psychic. I love you. I love you all. And I know that maybe somebody's trying to look out for me. You don't have to. I've been looking out for myself for a century. I don't have, I thank you. Thank you. We are a community. We love each other, and that's why we are here. So don't come in here and cause trouble or your butt is out. That's the end of it. We're talking about crimes, and you know what? That to me is a bigger crime. To encourage someone to not like someone else because they feel that someone has done something to someone else. That's ridiculous. Stop. Stop. There you go. There you go. Zelda on fire. Well, you know, there we go. So there you are. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We're all friends here. I want to take a minute and thank Barbara. Oh my gosh. I want to thank a minute. Jody, bless you for thinking of me. Bless you. Bless you. Kimberly, thank you. Oh my gosh. You guys are so good in sending me little goodies. Thank you so much. Bless you. Okay, now let's get back to things. But just be careful if you've got an opinion. You know what they say about opinions. So you can then take your hole somewhere else. That's the way it goes. I don't like it. So there you are. All right. All right. You guys, you're probably going, right? But I want to get back to the case. Thank you, Kimberly. I just got it. And thank you, my darling. Thank you so much for the Venmos. Thank you, thank you. And the Cash App that just came in. Thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, I love it. I know you guys can snicker and laugh because you never see me like that. But you know, it gets old. I got to tell you this. I stopped going live for a long time because people wanted to drag me in to this infighting and craziness on here, and I won't do it. I don't care. This is my channel. And I'm very proud of the people that we have here, and I'm even prouder that you honor me to come in here. So there you go. And thank you so very much. Now back to the case. Let's think about a criminal. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Marie. Now thank you. You guys are so wonderful. You never hear me say poop if I have a mouthful, right? But, just careful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Back to the criminology. Let's think about being a criminal for a minute. So if I'm going to get to somebody, I'm going to get to them. What's the best way to get to somebody? You hurt somebody else. Then that person. No, I'm not stopping. Nobody's stopping me going live now. I'm wild now. I'm wild. So nobody's going to stop me. So, but think about this. Target. That's what you do. You have to think of and people are like, but why didn't they just get Savannah? Well, why didn't they? Because Savannah needs punished. That's not my opinion. That's how it looks. So thank you, my guys. I love you too. So think about this. Thank you, my darlings. Craven bread. Let's bring out the bread and butter. Let's break some bread together. We could have communion. That's what I told the mister. We could literally have communion. Let's hope he doesn't hear me and my little... I apologize for those who can't take the bombastic stuff. But, he would look at me like, because we don't... I've never, in 3 years that I've known him, I have seriously never heard him say nothing. Nothing. Even in the most tense times when he's on the phone with Vale Keep and people and stewards and all this other stuff, he sits and takes a breath. I know what he's thinking. Like, he could probably just beep, 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 beep. But think about this. Poor Savannah. Let's get back to this for a second. Well, it's kind of an incorporation. But let's think about this, my darlings. I'm so happy that you're here. Let's think about the pain that Savannah has to. In my opinion now, this is just my opinion. Let's think about the pain that Savannah will carry with her, if that is the truth. That's my opinion. That's my theory. Think about it. I bet she'll think twice before she has another interview. And quite frankly, think about this. Have you seen any other big advertised interviews with any of these other types of people? No. If I were a coworker, if I were in that business, you wouldn't see me interviewing nobody. Seriously. Wouldn't see me. Crickets lately. Absolutely, Carrie. Absolutely, Carrie. Oh, and thank you so much for the Venmos. You guys are so generous. Thank you. Thank you. So if that theory, I mean, I don't know. But the timing sure does look right. This timing sure does feel right. Now, I want to talk about that remote viewing that I had the other day. Pardon me. Did they really? Did they say that? I didn't see that. I hope they did, and I hope they don't. Because they see that some people, no more Jeff victim. Absolutely. No more victim interviews until they get to the bottom of it. And it's going to be a while, because I'm going to tell you something. When I talk to my mister, this is nothing new under the sun. This kind of thing happened has happened from the day that the world was created. I want you to think about something. We had Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel. Just think about this. Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel. Who killed who first? Who was the first person that sent a ticket to paradise? So 1 out of 3 people. Think about this stuff. Now, I'm also going to bring this up. Tomorrow is the Ides of March. Raising Cains, that's right. Cain and Abel. That's right. Think about this. No, the president was not. No, the president's not involved. No, we're not even going to go there because all of this stuff was happening way before he was in office and way before many others were in office too. Well, let's talk about the Ides of March for tomorrow, just for a minute. The Ides of March, beware the Ides of March. Caesar was going to go into the Senate, and he had a psychic seer himself who said, don't go, beware the Ides of March, don't go. And even his wife had a dream and said, you better not do it, don't do it, don't go. And they moved the venue because there was construction in the main auditorium, so they moved the venue. And guess what? He went to the Senate meeting and got attacked by his buddies, the ones that were nice to the face, the not, whatever. This has happened. It doesn't matter who's in office, and it doesn't matter nothing. And if you want to get really technical, we're not a political channel here, but if you're going to get technical, Nancy posted some very, very nasty things about the current administration's family in Facebook. And that person has overcome and doing the best he can to help bring these people to justice. Will it happen? No. I do not believe that the higher ups will come to justice. I believe that no, I do not believe that the perp is in Fox at all. No. The perp is someone that was hired to do a particular job, and they did it, and now they're gone. And that's it. Do I think Nancy will ever be found? I hope so. So let's talk about that dream. Let's talk about the dream that I had. It's actually a remote viewing. And I drew that out. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's in the video, and there's a tunnel that I thought was a tunnel. Now, here's the thing. Okay? Here's the thing. I know, because everybody's like, oh, I just think that she met with her husband on the other side, because I saw a man holding on to her, and it was like a whirlwind, and she broke through this tunnel looking thing, and everybody was like, oh, she met with her husband. No, that's not so romantic. I would know the difference in a remote viewing because I asked about that. I asked. And I'm just going to tell you this right now. that was one of her captors. How do I know? You should have heard the noise that she was making. You wouldn't make that noise if you met your loved one in heaven. No, that was a captor. That was a captor. I'm just going to show you a still that Jane sent me today, or someone here sent me. I'm just going to show you this still. Yeah, she was struggling to get away. I'm also going to tell you what else that I saw. It's not pleasant, but you know what is what it is. But someone showed me this, and I kind of like was taken back. It's a still. We're not going to look at a video. A video. It's Brian Etten. It's Brian Etten, and I want you to look over his left shoulder. Look at that. Let me see if I can make that bigger for you. I can. There we are. Look at that. Look at that. I saw that and I about came undone. And that is the outside of Nancy's house. So I'm going to kind of do a little bit of, no, that is the outside of Nancy's house that Brian Enton is standing in front of. I about crapped because this video was not out before I did my video. I want you to know. That's what it looked like. And with trees and everything. And I wonder. I'm going to tell you what else I saw. Because you guys, I got to tell you this. I got to tell you this. Let me stop sharing this. And then we're going to get on and have some fun. I literally drew that because that's what I saw. It is bananas. It's bizarre. And sometimes that happens. I know. Madeline, I know. Madeline is my favorite person who talks about YouTube Premium. I love you, my darling. Yeah. That was her front doorway. That was her front doorway. I have Italiano friends. I have Italian family. And I got to tell you this. Thank you. I got to tell you this. In situations and circumstances that are like this, but on the Italian side, they'll use a white towel to stop someone from bleeding when they take them out of the house. Head with a white towel. Could that be why the drip stopped? And I've been wondering that for a long time. So there we go. And thank you so much. Thank you. White is symbolic. White is symbolic. Pollen is, yes, pollen is all around. And I'm allergies. And guess what? I'm allergic to cats. So when I have to start having the air conditioning kick in, and I live in a condo, so this is like the dustiest place. I feel like I'm in a dust bowl. I get, no matter what I take it all. I can't take things that make me sleepy because I'm on no medication whatsoever. And if I have to be careful of the magnesium that I take, or I have weird dreams. So I have to really, really be careful. So I think it is a nosebleed. I think it's a nosebleed. That's what it is. So anyway, that's what her doorway, I guess that's what her doorway always looked like, but I've never seen it like that. I have never seen her doorway look like that. So we're going to wait and see, but I'm just going to tell you what I feel is next. They're going to have somebody, that they eventually get. And they'll, prosecute them, do whatever. Just like in Charlie. And that'll be the end of it. Unfortunately. Thank you so much for the gifts, my darlings. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Enough is enough. Oh, bless you, my darlings. Bless you. First of all, I want to go through and thank everyone while they don't get so boomed up. Okay, here we are. Look at this. Jen Stonk Jonah. Look at that puppy. Oh, what a little sweet face. Thank you and welcome. Welcome. Rhonda, welcome to you, my darling. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Kat, for the memberships. Thank you, thank you. D. Hunter, happy birthday to a kind, smart, and accomplished and honest truth seeker. Thank you. Thank you for all with love, Deborah Hunter. Well, Deborah Hunter, thank you with love for your generous gift. I appreciate you so much. Madeline, hi there, my darling. Happy birthday to amazing, lovable you, Lady Zelda. You are so very loved. Thank you so much. May all your sweet birthday wishes come true. I've been manifesting a lot, and man, they are going out, they're going crazy. Nobody will ever tell me that manifestation never works. If you feel it doesn't, I'm not the person to talk to. Ravens. Oh, look at those two little sweethearts. Thank you so much for the gifted. I don't know. Ravens PO3. Okay, I think. But whatever it is, thank you so much for the gift. Thank you. Janice, thank you, my darling. Thank you. Appreciate you. There she is. May you have a blessed birthday tomorrow. I will. Thank you so much. I will. Thank you, Doug. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Thank you. And there's Miss Letty. Look at her. She's so cute. Happy birthday. And thank you. I'll take it. I'll take the well wishes. Thank you. And I thank you for your generosity too. There's Debbie. Happy birthday, dear Letty. We'll be getting a gift from me whenever Amazon decides to ship it. Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, Amazon has been real turkeys lately. I've had to call them out on a few things. And look at you, my darling, from Canada. Welcome and thank you. Mandy, thank you. Becoming a member. Welcome. Lenita Hope. Oh my goodness. I love your mug. Thank you for being here, darling. And look at you, Carol. Thank you for being here. And look, BBB and 2. Okay. I think I said that right. I saw this message when Savannah's last video was playing. It said, with those who periwinkle eyes up on that screen. Did you pass that clue? I reported it and got blown off. You just got to be careful, because I see some people that really want to help. And people are so invested in this case, and I understand it because I am too. But you got to be careful not to get emotionally involved. That's when mistakes are made. That's when things kind of go crazoid. Aunt BB, tell everyone about blue clothes and Fox News showed us. Oh, yes. For those of you who didn't know in the beginning, thank you, Aunt BB, for the 10 membership gifts. You're amazing. Thank you. In the beginning of this, I said that I saw her leaving a house with something blue. And then later on, Brian Etten went to the house. And then later on, one of the Fox News digital guys went to the house and they found one of Nancy's blue jackets outside the home. And then it was told that it was because they had the dogs and they needed something. So they got her jacket and they left it in the front yard. What kind of a... Wait, here's our sound again for the guy.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's right. Okay. I think that's what you wanted me to tell you, Aunt BB. Ladies, you're the best. Oh, I just saw your reply. Feel like I shut the monkey paw off for the moment. Okay, my darling, you're good. You're good. You got this. Happy birthday, dear lady. Hello, my darling. And thank you, my darling, very much. Thank you for being here. Super sticker. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And 20. Kevy Kev. Oh my gosh, honey, I didn't know you were here. Bless you, Kevy Kev. Oh, what an honor for you to be here, you darling. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That is so kind. Kevy Kev has got his own channel. He also is with JFK. Lots of good. I've been on their show, and I'll tell you what, if you want to dance and have fun, that's the place to look and be and laugh and have a good time. And they get serious about crime over there. And listen, they have been really digging deep into the Eddie, hello, ding, Eddie O'Brien case, and they're working hard to get him released. And listen, I hope that I can really help with that. I do. That's wonderful. Yeah, they just left it there. They just left that there. That's the Kevy Kev is the doll. He is a doll. Thank you, my darling. And please tell your gentleman, guys, your friends that I said hello and thank you. Mama J's, thank you so much. Oh, look at that. Nothing better than puppy and kitty love. Nothing better. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to each and every one. Yeah. Lady Zelda's Kevy Kev's dance partner. So much fun. We did have a blast that night, didn't we? All the long game us here. Thank you so much. Look at this. Game of Karen. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. Thank you. And we have Stephanie Manzano. Super sticker. Thank you, my darling, for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So there we go. There we go. And here's the thing. All this speculation about, well, I heard this will, I heard this will, I heard that, I heard this. It's okay to a certain extent. But we got to go on the fact. And I'll tell you the most facts that I found. Thank you to each and every one. The most facts that I have found was from Grand Junction, Colorado. That's the most facts that I've ever found. And they don't want to talk about it. And probably for good reason. Would love to have a birthday dance at the end of the month. Just let me know. Just let me know, Kevy Kev. Just let me know. I'll be there with bells on. Just let me know, my darling. I'll be there. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, thank you to each and every one of you coming in. Much love. All right. What do you say? I'm ready to cry. Were all of her kids involved? No, honey. Listen. We're not going to you can't get emotionally involved. I don't see that, I know that Savannah was doing the right thing when she thought. We all do. And I'm sure she wasn't thinking, if that is the case, if supposedly, allegedly, sort of, kind of, maybe that happened, I'm sure she wasn't thinking about it. But unfortunately, many people are thinking that way in the back of their minds, and they're not going to do any of that. Very true and very sad. What do you say? Let's play some Dark Shadows. Let's play some Dark Shadows. Are you ready? Hold on. Hold on. We got to do this. Hold on. Hold on. Now, I would sing the intro, but I'll get copyrighted. I'll get copyrighted, okay? Somebody says they love Raising Cane's. I do too. But here's the weirdo part of Zelda. When I get a cup like this, I wash it. It's a good cup. And I use it. Why throw it away? Why throw it away? I don't know if I can sing tonight. I tried singing You Can Ring My Bell because you want to know the truth. You know that old song from back in the day? I think it was the 90s, You Can Ring My Bell. That has manifestation properties to it. And I've been going around here singing that, dancing every day, and talk about woo. And listen, it is so much fun, and I can't play it on here for you, or I would, because if yes, oh, it's 1978. That look, oh my gosh, what was I even alive in 1978? Oh, I must have been. I love disco too. But play You Can Ring My Bell. If you want to start manifesting positive, ring my bell. Ring my bell. 1978, I graduated from high school. My son asked me if I went to kindergarten with God. Almost. Anita Ward, bless her. I know, she was great. Now listen, I got to tell you something else. Before you go, there is a radio show. It's called Spaced Out Radio. I'm going to be a guest. Now, tomorrow is the 15th. At midnight tomorrow night, on the Sunday night, I will be a guest on their radio show. I will put a link in a community tab. It will be from midnight until 2 a.m. And we're going to get on there. And I'm going to be interviewed about being a forensic, intuitive, a tarot profiler, and now a tarot ME. So I will link it for all of you late nighters. It will be on YouTube. It's going to be on the radio. This channel is so cool because they talk about the paranormal and ghost hunting and cryptids and werewolves and vampires and you name it. They go for it. And UFOs, ooh. And listen, you know that general that went missing? He had somebody that worked for him that was a female that went missing the same day. And I'm going to tell you something. I've looked into that, and right now my ear is ringing. I'm not touching that subject. I'm not touching it. Okay. So, well, here, let me show you their website. Pardon me. Oh my goodness. Let me show you their website just a second. If you like that kind of stuff, you're going to love it. Spaced Out Radio is what it's called. I should share the YouTube link, but you'll find them on YouTube. All you have to do is go to the radio show, and I'll be a guest on there. They haven't I don't think they put my promo up yet, but they will be. And let me share I'm not on there yet, but I'm going to share what, and y'all can go over there and just take a little looky. I'm going to share the website here for you, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it because it is a cool, and I am just so honored to be asked. And this is their website right here, my darlings. Check this out. Spaced Out Radio live broadcast. I will be there midnight tomorrow night. So midnight tomorrow night. It's actually 12 a.m. on the 16th, but so we don't get messed up. Tomorrow night is the 15th. When midnight strikes, I will be on. It's technically the 16th. It is 16th. It is not night. It is early morning. So it is the, yeah, he is nice looking too. He's very intelligent, but check out this is what look at this. Tune in to live on YouTube. Now, right there is the YouTube channel, my darlings. You can take a look at that. Spaced Out Radio. That's on YouTube. Go over there, like and subscribe if you like that kind of thing, because you're going to see your girl over there. Look at their banner. Is that not cool? Well, I've got some stories, and I hope that they like them. All right, so we're going to talk about that, and we're probably going to talk about the previous crime cases that I've been on in my life. I am writing a book that's going to come out. It's called Seeing Crime. So there we go. Boy, I was thin in the disco era. It's very cool. It is very cool. I hope you can come, but I will put the link up there tomorrow. And I think they're going to be confirming for me tomorrow, but it will be, if you're on the East Coast, it is midnight Sunday night, which is actually technically the 16th at 12 a.m. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see here. And thank you so much for the gifts. Yes, Deborah, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's play. Now, listen, there's no rules. There's no nothing. This is just for us to, like, pardon me, like, chill out a little bit, right? Hold on. I got to do this. Oh, my goodness. Cash apps. What? Give me a second, my darlings. Give me a second, won't you? I'm getting a new phone. I got to tell you this. Cash App from Lynn. Thank you so much for your generosity. Judith, my darling, thank you. Thank you for the Cash App. Thank you. Jacqueline, oh, my darling, thank you, my darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jean, thank you, my darlings. My gosh, you guys are wonderful. You are. But I got to tell you, we are on the end of Mercury retrograde. Thank God. This is the last week. And I'm just going to tell you a public service announcement. The last week of Mercury retrograde is always that. It's always that here. Oh, you thought I was bad before? Just wait before I go. That's Mercury retrograde. It'll be over on the 20th. So next Saturday when we're here, you ain't going to see that no more. So that's right. That's right. And if Mercury, I got to show you this. You guys are going to love this, I think. Where is I have a Mercury retrograde thing. Well, I'll show you this one instead. There you go. with all the toilet paper. It's been a real show. I can tell you that right now. For those of you who do not understand Mercury retrograde, I'm going to give you the real quick primer. Mercury, the planet, is the planet of communications. All planets go retrograde, but Mercury is the stinker. So Mercury retrograde, then we have a shadow period afterward, but it fights its way out. Mercury will slow down in orbit to the point where if you look at the orbit going around the sun, it almost looks like it's going backwards, and it's not. Physics, it is impossible, okay? But it is going forward, but very, very slowly. I say this is the time to manifest because it slows us down and it works. But I'm going to also tell you, get ready, because it's the gut punch this coming week. But you know what? We live through about 3 of them every year. So before I even knew about Mercury retrograde, I just lived. That's the way to do it. All right, so here it is. It's game time. It's game time. All right. Oh, what do you say? Let's have a little. Let me make a fire in the fireplace. What do you say? What do you say? Let's make a little fire in the fireplace. Oh, okay. There we are. Here we are. I see all these things coming in. You guys are fantastic. My gosh. You guys are wonderful. I just don't want to forget anyone. So I just want, before we go tonight, I just want to know. I just want to say, okay? Thank you. I don't know. Okay, Lynn, Judith, Jacqueline, and Jean. Okay. We're going to start out with Dark Shadows Trivia. Welcome. Hopefully, Barnabas Collins will walk in at any moment. Now, I know all of you get your little Google fingers ready because these are sometimes hard to remember. We're going to start out easy. I got some bonus questions. Now, there's no prizes except that if you win, you get it. If you win, you get shouted out. That's it. We're just here to just calm down a little bit and hope that Zelda doesn't go off the rail again. All right, so here we are. Let me get this stuff done. There we go. So there we are. Dark Shadows Trivia. When you know the answer, put it in the comments. Now, do me a favor, because it helps me when you do this. Do me a favor and put a purple heart in the chat. If you can't put a purple heart in the chat, then just say purple heart. But just put a purple heart in the chat for me, because when we have a lot of interactions, it certainly helps me. So thank you so much. And that is thank you. I'm seeing them come through. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And I just want you to know in Cash App, I can't send you a little thank you. All it will do is let me send you a heart or a funny little man with a green tongue or something weird. And I'm sending each and every one of you hearts. And I want to thank you so much for that. Okay. So Jerry, I just got your right. Okay. Thank you. Look at you guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's get started. Now here we are. And thank you to all these beautiful, wonderful people, creators watching. Much love to you. Thank you for helping me celebrate. This is the last time that I will ever be 25. Thank you for being here. All right. First question, Dark Shadows trivia. When you know the answer, put it in. Did I open my gifts? No, I didn't. No, I didn't put any up here because I have so many. I just thanked everybody from Amazon. But I've got fingernail polish and paper and all kinds of things. And that's, I mean, and now Amazon is not including gift receipts. So I don't know who they're sending. So I just wanted to say that. And tonight we were supposed to have a drawing for the catacomb cards, and we didn't have anybody enter. So we're going to extend that for another week. And if you win, if you've got the catacomb cards and you're really, really creative, send in a color picture front and back. And it doesn't matter how you made them. They don't have to be professional. I just want to see how creative you all are. And if you're the winner, there will be 3 winners. The winners will get a free digital download of your choice. All right. Dark Shadows trivia. Here we go. So thank you so much. I think, Lisa, you did send me some things, and I want to thank you very much for everything. But I'll tell you what, Amazon has been coming here 3 times a day. I'm like, I'm going to have to put snacks out for you guys. Here we are. I haven't designed the Canton Tarot yet because it would probably burn in the bowels of hell. Sorry. Oh, who will ever forget Canton? Yes, thank you, Lisa, my darling. Thank you, thank you. All right, here we go. Here we go. For those of you who know, you know. Sometimes people ask me why I'm so paranormal, because I'll tell you what, who wants to deal with these things on the earth? Hello. It is midnight Eastern time tomorrow night, Randy. Yes, midnight tomorrow night, which is technically 12 a.m. on the 16th. I know. Here's your first Dark Shadow trivia. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. I'm ready. What is the name? I need these answers, for crying out loud. I'm the ones messing them up. What is the name of the Collins family mansion? What is the name of the Collins family mansion? Put it in the chat, please. Who said Collinswood? Jackie said Collinswood. Yes, Collinswood. Collinswood. Woohoo! Collinswood. We did that one. Hello. I get it all mixed up. Listen, I'll do these readings and I'll say something and all of you will correct me and I don't care. But, sometimes it's a little snarky. But thank you so much. I love Wuthering Heights. That's right. Okay, let's pick another one. What is the name of Barnabas Collins' servant? What was the name of Barnabas Collins' service or servant? Please put that in the chat. I always thought he was cute. Barnabas Collins' servant. Ah, there you go. There you go. I just saw about somebody's hubby. I love it. Who said that? Debbie, Nancy, all of you? Yes, it is Willie Loomis. I thought Willie was cute. And Willie left this earth not long ago. And I always wanted to write him a letter and just tell him how adorable and I didn't do it. But I will tell you who I used to talk to on a regular basis. he and his wife, and I love them. They are beautiful. Do you remember Nick from Big Valley, the Barclays, Nick Barkley? Do you remember him? I talked with Nick, Peter Breck is his name. I talked with Peter Breck and his wife constantly. They were so wonderful, great people. They're both gone now, but some of the stories that Peter, I always called him Nick because I couldn't help it, but Peter talked about from the set was fantastic. I've been blessed to meet a lot of people along my journey, and Anne Rice, I think. Anne Rice and Ted Neely were my favorites. The supernatural creature that Barnabas Collins is, and no, my husband is not. Oh my heck. Nick Barkley, that's right. What creature was Barnabas Collins? Sorry, I just had another moment. Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. Yes, who said a vampire? Cynthia, that's right. He was a vampire. Oh, a vampire. Cracked me up the other day when I was talking on that live stream that I restreamed, and I was on here going, I have a vampire that I'm going to be bringing on the show, and I'm going to be, and I'm thinking, and you know who was in the chat just kind of grinning at me. He was on the phone and we were talking during that, and he would just kind of grin at me like pitiful. What is the name? Oh, now I said this a little earlier. What is the name of the governess who first arrives at Collinwood in the pilot episode? Thank you so much, my darlings. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. What is the name of the governess? The governess, please. Yes, look at all of you. Hello, my name is Victoria Winters. And you know what? Anytime I was out and I wanted to, because in the old days, when God and I were in kindergarten together, and you wanted to stop by and you had to call home for whatever reason, and you had to use a payphone. Well, sometimes you couldn't afford the dime, or sometimes you couldn't afford the quarter, and so you would call home and you would have to say your name, and you would call collect. And I'd like to make a collect call to my mother or to my grandma. And then they'd say your name, please. And I'd say Victoria Winters. And that was the code for my mom and my grandma to know that I was all right. I was just out hamming around with my buddies. So, and I never drank. Nothing. I just had fun. I was always fun, but I played softball like a second base ooh. And I was usually at the softball field. Victoria Winters. Here comes one. The ghost haunts of Collinwood, the ghost who haunts Collinwood and sings the famous haunting melody. It's a female, I'll give you that. Who is the ghost that haunts Collinwood? And there's a very famous, it's this female, a very famous, I'll give you another little hint with a music box. Just a minute, somebody's at my door. Give me a second. Somebody's at my door. Hold on. I actually thought it was my mister. It was Amazon. I don't even know if I have anything that can open this up. It's from, I got to tell you this funny story. It is Josette Dupree. That's correct. And I'll tell you what, I've been expecting the miss. He's not supposed to come until early tomorrow morning. Ah, right. I'm going to put him to work when he comes. Let's see what happened here. Let's see what we have. Oh my goodness. Do I have gifts? Gift cards. Julie, bless you. I do have gift cards in this one. More of the totes. Bless you. They are filling. I have filling them up and a nice ream of paper. Believe me, I use paper like it's no tomorrow. Thank you so much, Julie, if you're watching. Thank you to each and every one of you. Kind of scared me for a minute because I heard digging around at my door. All right. Yeah, I can use those. No, well, the picnic that I'm going to have tomorrow is probably him resting while I'm doing a few things, and Ian and I have got to do a few things, and him probably resting here and him watching me work. So that will be, because he always has to rest after he travels. All right. So here we go. Very good. Very good. Thank you, my darlings. Each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Bread and butter ready for him. Thank you to each and every one coming in. I thought maybe he smelled the bread rising. Listen, my darling Cheryl, if you'd see, I would show you, but I'm embarrassed. I have gifts lined up on the credenza on the wall in front of me. There's a wall to the right that has a shelf and a credenza. Over here to this side, behind the sofa, is a high top table and another table. All of it is full. And that might be the trip this week to Lowe's to get the Rubbermaid with the tubs. Seriously, bless you, each and every one of you. I love you because these are things that I will use. Seriously, I will use them. Let's do another question. Okay, here we are. What year was, I have to say this, what year was the original series of Dark Shadows first aired? What year did it first air? Hi, my darlings, come on in. Bless you. Who is this person? It is 1966. Yes, very good. This is Shaggy. This is Shaggy Noodle looking for Jerry. 1966 with the original version. Come on, Riley. There's room, buddy. All right. Now, what kind of doctor was Julia Hoffman? What kind of doctor was Julia Hoffman? Come on, Riley. Hi, Papa. Shaggy is my noodle. That's right. She was a psychiatrist. Has any of you ever seen Night of the Iguanas with her in it? Oh, heck. That's a movie. What was the name of the young boy who often interacts with Barnabas? Try to look at, I don't know where you would see it, but it's called Night of the Iguanas. It's weird, but it's good. Dr. Hoffman, Julia, her husband was a writer for the show. So she was in just about every episode. What was the name? David. That is right. Now let's get to meet him. Those are some easy ones. Let's try a couple of medium ones. What Collinsport location, excuse me, sir, is famous for ghost and strange events? What Collinsport location is famous for ghost? Thank you, Kevy Kev. I love that you're here. We're kind of just calm here. I wish I could be playing music and dance, but I can. If I had a body function, I'd swear somebody would copyright me. No, keep going. Stop. What Collinsport location? The old house. That's it. You got it. Stephiletti, you got it, my darling. Yeah, my birthday is tomorrow. The old house. There we go. Now, what is the name of the Collinsport Inn? What is the name? The long gamers are here. What is the name? What is the name of the Collinsport Inn? What do they call the Collinsport Inn? Hi there, my darlings. Come on in. The Blue Whale. Debbie got it. The Blue Whale. I like that. The Wander Inn. That's a good name. We can do that. Let me see. What is the name of Barnabas Collins' cousin who lives at Collinwood? What is the name of Barnabas' cousin who lives at Collinwood? Thank you, my darling, Texas Diane. Thank you. Oh, no tavern girls. Oh, my heck. The name of Barnabas Collins' cousin, Elizabeth Collins Stoddard. That's right, Elizabeth. But I have a question. And I always wondered about this because Elizabeth and Roger are brother and sister. Elizabeth, who is Joan Bennett, who I just absolutely love her. She was very well known in the 30s and the 40s and even the 50s in the movies, and gorgeous. And I loved her sister, Constance Bennett, who was in a movie called Merrily We Live, and I howl every time that thing is on. I love that movie. So I have a question about Roger and Elizabeth. Elizabeth speaks in a traditional New England accent, as far as I know. But Roger is so prim and proper. Roger has an English accent. He's so prim and proper. He's a wuss. But why? How can Elizabeth, maybe it's because she stayed in the house for 40 years and didn't get to speak to anyone, so who can have an accent? But maybe he came from the UK. Maybe he sailed over. I don't know. But it's all right. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Because he never leaves the house. That's right. I've got Captain Harris watching. Listen, I wish that I could sit on here and play all of the Dark Shadows, but I can't because, but I tell you what I can do. Let's take a time out just for a second. I don't know if you guys would like this or not, but I think you would. Do me a favor and put a 1 in the chat. That's a good thing, Diane. Maybe he was sent to a boarding school in the UK. We'll give him we'll let him have that license. We'll just tell him that. All right. I want you to listen carefully, and I want you to put a 1 in the chat. There are many of locations that have haunted webcams, as in the location, the location where the Loch Ness Monster is, the location where there is in Wilbur, I believe it's Indiana, there's a haunted library, and sometimes you can just see some things hamming around. They're live cameras, and they go at night when no one is there. I can stream them without having a copyright. And you know which one I like the most? Illindonan Castle in Scotland. And it reminds me of Vale Keep. The fortresses at Vale Keep, it's that old. Serious. These, like the Queen Mary has one. There's many. And if you would like me to stream those, maybe we can do a late night stream and just watch paranormal cameras. And if we see something, we can talk about it. Or if we don't see anything, we never have anything that we can't talk about. Right? And thank you again for all the gifts coming in on Venmo and Cash App. You guys are so generous. My gosh. You love how I do the accents. Oh. Of Ireland's Eye. Oh my goodness. I loved Illindonan, Scotland. All right. So we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that once a month. We may have a late night stream. And we'll look into these. And I can stream them. I've already talked to most of them, and they say, oh yeah, Zelda, hello. And they've got cameras on. And there are a lot of times that you see things in there. I saw something the other night at that library, and I was like, whoa, hello. All right. Okay. All right. So if you guys are up for that, we can do it. It'd probably be a late night stream, but we'll do it. All right. Just wanted to check in with you. Back to Dark Shadows. Well, what I'll do is they will be on. So if we live stream them, you can always catch them later. That's the whole thing. You can always catch them later. So once we live stream and it's over, you can rewatch. That's just the way it is. And do me a favor while I'm thinking about that. Please bump that subscribe button so you can chat along with us, because it's subscribers only, and put your DNA on the little like button. And that makes little Zelda happy. Thank you. We can do that. And then when the weather starts getting normalized, and I start getting normalized, which will probably be never, I'm going to be going out and I'm going to be doing some haunts and doing some things. And then Captain Jerry will be probably, then Nan and Captain Jerry and Richie Microdots and I are probably going to try to do something at 34 Fairview. We've got a big year, my darlings. Got a big year. Let's get back to I just wanted to ask you, because you know what? If nobody's interested, I stream, right? Got to do it. What type? Here we go. Here's another one. Good, you guys. Yeah, date night for sure. What type of supernatural creature does Quentin Collins become? Thank you, everyone, for coming in. And wishing me well. Thank you so much. What type of creature does Quentin Collins become? Who's getting it? Jackie? Summer? Look at you. Stepholetti? All of you. Yes, yes. He becomes a wolf of the wares. Now, my husband's got some werewolf stories. And my ancestor, Audley, made a deal with a werewolf. I did record all about that. They never bothered her and the farm. Never bothered. She had him in for tea. What? Sounds about like something I would do. Well, before you eat me, Mr. Werewolf, would you like to come in and partake in tea? Let's keep going because I like this. What year is Barnabas Collins originally from? Oh, what year? I know we used to watch with my mom. What year did Barnabas Collins, what year was Barnabas Collins originally from? Close, Jack, close. Thank you so much. That's right. It is my 51st anniversary of reading cards, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. What year? What year? You guys are close. What year? Nobody has it yet. Barnabas Collins is originally from what year? I know. I had the biggest crush on Nick Barkley too, for you, my darling. And it's okay because I'm going to tell you this. Nick Barkley, and I even told him that while his wife was, I said, oh my God, I had the biggest crush on your character. Forget Lee Majors. I was you. I wanted to marry. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Has anyone, nobody has said it yet. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have been to St. Francisville, Louisiana. Yes, Stepholetti. It is 1795. You guys were all around it. 1795. That was a good year. I love Nick Barkley. Thank you so much, you guys. Okay, so now, let me see. I want to get some good ones here. What is the name of the largest sea cliff estate where Collinswood sits nearby? Now, that's kind of a trick. What is the name of the largest seaside cliff estate where Collinswood sits nearby? What is the name? That's kind of tricky. It's not really an estate, but it's a seaside cliff. What is it called? It'd be nice if it were the Breakers. You're close. Josette Dupree lost her life there. That's a hint. Josette Dupree, Widow's Hill. Who said Widow's Hill? There we go. Widow's Hill. Jack. Oh, Widow's Hill. Hi there for all of you coming in, my darlings. Hello. Hello, and thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is Widow's Hill. I'm going to give you a bonus. Here's a special bonus. There's no prize. But here's a special bonus. Here's a special bonus. Kind of a trick question. Are you ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. All right. 2 psychics visited Collinsport. Both of them got a ticket to paradise after investigating the Collins family. Who were they? Name the two. Thank you, blessings. 321. Name the two psychics. I know you're all on Google going, right? Hi, Fatima. Who are the two psychics that visited Collinsport? One keeled over from fright, I think. No. Two psychics. On the show, they had an episode. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, my darling. No. Two psychics were on one of the episodes. We didn't have YouTube back then, so it wasn't Sam and Colby. It was, keep going. You got one right, Cynthia. One is correct. Joe and Jack. Two psychics walked in a bar. There you go. Did you know, while you're all guessing, I'm going to tell you this. They weren't real psychics. This is part of the show. They were not real psychics. It was part of the show. So, there was a dog that limped into the bar. And he looked at the bar. The bartender looked at him, who was wondering, why is this dog limping? The dog gets up to the bar. He puts his little arm on the bar. And the bartender says, "What can I get you?" And the dog says, "I'd like to see the man who shot my paw." That stinks. But I just think it's so funny. Okay. Well, I think one just kind of like, you all are getting one right. I'm going to have to give it to you. Madame Janet Findlay was one. Zelda and the dad, right? Hello. I can't tell jokes worth a flip, but it's funny. And Dr. Dave Woodard is supposed to have been a psychic. There was a gentleman, and then there was this woman. Okay, moving on. Some bonus. We don't even know the answers. All right, here we are. Here's a little thing. Janet Findlay was hired by Elizabeth Stoddard to investigate the strange activity at Collinwood, but during her investigation, she encountered the spirit of Quentin Collins, and she was unalived shortly after. Thus being that Dark Shadows loves unaliving off the investigators who got too close to the truth. So there we go. That one was hard. All right. What was the name of Barnabas Collins' fiancée before Angelique cursed him? What was the name of Barnabas Collins' fiancée before Angelique? I always thought, did you just not think that Angelique was just beautiful? Yes. Who said Josette? Yes. Josette Dupree. I don't know how she did that fake French accent, but it sounded so good. Okay, so now my nose is tickling. I must be going to get company pretty soon. Pardon me. All right. Here's a good one. What object was used to imprison Barnabas Collins for 200 years? That's a long time. What object was used to imprison Barnabas Collins for nearly 200 years? Yes, y'all, we're going to watch. I wish we could watch the series together, but we'll do it again. We did it last year. Wait a minute. A coffin with chains. Yes. Yes. Now, where was that located? Oh, no. There we go. Where was it located? And the Collins Mausoleum. Mausoleum. I said Mausoleum. Did you hear me say that? I did it on purpose. All right. So now, Route 9. I love it. I love it. Let me see. Who is the ghostly little girl that often appears to warn people at Collinswood? The ghostly little girl. And you can say who was she? But okay, you guys are getting it. Now, who was she? Sarah Collins, but who was she? Who was she? Who is Sarah? Who is Sarah Collins? Who is Sarah Collins? Who got it? His sister. Bravo. You guys are doing great. Bravo. What supernatural creature does Barnabas temporarily become besides a vampire in one of the storylines? This is a trick question. It's not a supernatural. What else does Barnabas become temporarily besides a vampire? And I tell you, for those of you who've never seen it, it was live in front, it was recorded live. So they would mess up, they would do crazy things, and people would laugh, and you would see their people walk through after the show and a camera, and it's hilarious. Who said a human is what he became only temporarily? I have a question for you all. They had some good looking dudes on Dark Shadows, but all these women seemed to end up with Barnabas Collins, and they were young. What? Barnabas wanted Victoria Winters. And then he wanted, what's her name? Oh, no. Josette Dupree. What is her name? And then Julia Hoffman constantly wanted the man, and he didn't really want to give her the time of day. I don't know. Okay, though. Okay. Maggie. That was her name. And he wanted Maggie Evans because she was supposed to have been reincarnated as Josette Dupree, a mortal man. Now, here's something. How many years and let me back up. How many time periods did Barnabas Collins travel during the series? because they traveled all over. La, la, la. Did you like my side eye at the reincarnated? Well, they tried it. It just didn't work on the show. It did kind of. What were the 4 major time periods that Barnabas Collins traveled? Can you name how many were there? Captain Harris got it. There were 4. There were 4. I'll give them to you. 1795, 1897, 1960s, and 1840, and it was a parallel timeline. So they kept going from the 1960s, then they go to the 1840s. And you know, oh, hi there, Miss Holmes. The funny thing, well, I loved all the time periods, but all the women on the show said that was their favorite thing because they got to dress in period costume. It would be my favorite thing too. And they all looked just smashing. They said that just gave them, apparently that immortal men do love younger chicks. What? I know. Go figure. I suppose I'm very young to that guy. Anyway, yes, I've got the hair thing going. All right. I want you, because over time, I have said who my favorite character in Dark Shadows is. Who is my favorite character? I love the 1700s too. Mary. This is a stab in the dark for any of you. Who? And he played 2 roles. He played 2 characters. And he even played his own ancestor once. See, that is like I'm my own grandpa. You have to pay really close attention, or it's like, no, not Quentin. Not Quentin. He plays a character that he's very dedicated to Barnabas. And then it's not Barnabas, it's not Jackie got it. Ben Stokes was my favorite character. In that 1700s timeline, he saved the day. And I even liked the Professor Stokes. I always liked that. He was a professor of who knew? A professor of whatever bizarre something or other field that he was in. But Professor Stokes, Ben Stokes, and all of them. Who's meowing, please? And I loved that character because he was he was real. But Professor Stokes always cracked me up. Now that actor, he played in many other things, but that actor's name was Thayer David. His name was actually David Thayer, and he said it just sounded too blah. So he changed it. He used his last name first and his first name last, and it was Thayer David. And while at the Thayer David, that's correct. While at the set, he and his former wife decided they want to put their marriage back together. And he had a massive heart attack and got a ticket to the upper room. And they never really got back together, which was sad. But they said that the person that was the real flirt. And even though he was married, he was a real flirt on the set, was Willie. Said just commented and flirted with the girls all the time, and they thought that was the most hilarious thing. He's fantastic. Thayer David was fantastic. He played some bad guys then in the late 60s and into the 70s. You know those 70s cop shows? You can't beat them, right? Can't beat them. Blue Butterfly, you can still see Dark Shadows if you have Amazon Prime, and there's 2 sets. So you've got to make sure that you're watching the black and white first, because then if you jump ahead, it's going to be like, what? A lot of this doesn't make sense. So, and Tubi has it for free. You can go on Tubi. I was going to go on the Merv Griffin show when I was a young girl. My dad stopped it. All right, so do you want me to tell you one of the stories about when I first started doing crime readings? Do you want me to tell you about when I first started doing readings with it? Sorry, I have this hair, and I try to find it when I'm done so I can just go clippity-doo-dah and done. Talk about cop shows. How Angie Dickinson, right? Right? Angie Dickinson was hot stuff. Okay. When I was 14, a long, long time ago, when I was 14, he did play the Gypsy Count. That's right, Jackie. He did. I forgot all about that. Wow. Wow. Okay. Here comes Auntie Zell with a story. When I was 14 years old, of course, my grandmother is the one that got me into reading playing cards. In fact, I didn't even know what the tarot was. I didn't even know it existed. Didn't even know. So for those of you who come at me and say, oh my God, the tarot is something else. Well, I never used tarot. Okay. Just now, probably in the last couple of decades. Oh yeah, the hand. Hello. But so my grandmother was the one that had the deck of the Gypsy Witch playing cards. And she would get those out when she was trying to figure out something. But back in the day, my grandmother was a reader, and they lived not on a farm anymore, but it was like kind of out, not in town. We would go there in the summer. Grandpa would be out working, and all of my aunts and uncles were farmers, or they were always out working and doing things. My grandmother kept a meticulous house. If she would be here right now, she would expire all over again, because I can't keep up with it right now. But anyway, don't look, Grandma. So the women would come to my grandmother because word got out that she provided at that time what they called fortune-telling services. Now, isn't that something? I don't like the name psychic, but she had fortune-telling services. So we would go over there in the summer. My sister would be doing something, and I would kind of hang with Grandma. Now, Grandma was fiery red hair, and boy, had the attitude. A little woman, and looked like Claudette Colbert. So she never had a sign up. She never had any of that sort of thing. Never, whatever. But word just got around. Well, I was 14, and I was telling Grandma, I said, I would really like to do this. And she said, I think that you need to, we'll work. You when you're ready, you'll go. All right. So I would just hang out. So when these women would come to the door, listen, time never changes anything. The women would come to my grandmother when the men would be out plowing, combining, horsing, whatever they were going to do. And I'll never forget this one woman. She just came in and was wailing. Ah, ah. There's this old gal that they moved next door. And she sees my husband in the fields, and she comes over and she makes him lemonade, and he drinks it. And I think she's casting a spell on him so that he leaves me, because all of a sudden now when he gets up in the day, he makes sure he brushes his teeth and combs his hair. Well, that should have been something he should have been doing right from the go, girl. But he makes sure that he puts maybe a little bit of cologne on to go out and work in the field. And this is what my grandmother told her. She said, you can't blame the old girl. You blame your husband. You don't need a psychic. You need a ball bat. So this woman looks and she goes, well, I just want to know if he's going to live. And she said, what does your neighbor look like? Oh, she's blonde and she's got her hair all pretty. And my grandmother looked at her and said, look at how you showed up here today. You're a hot mess. You need to go home. You need to make yourself a salon appointment now, because nobody ever did anything at home. It was always the salon. You need to make yourself a salon appointment, and you need to get yourself back up, and he won't look at your neighbor. And you need to be the one taking him his lemonade. And she said, and dry your tears, because if he leaves you, it's your fault. I never heard my grandmother. And seriously, that woman went home. Seriously, that woman went home, made a salon appointment, and the next time my grandmother saw her was in the grocery store, and this woman had a nice house dress. You didn't wear, you wore house dresses. They looked like crap and they looked like Edith Bunker, but it was a house dress. She had on this nice house dress in the grocery store. Her hair was done. She was filled with smiles. My grandmother looked at her and said, oh, I take it everything is all right. She looked at my grandmother and she says, I don't know who you are, but I don't want any psychic around me. Oh, that was fighting words as far as my grandmother is concerned. My grandmother got up and she said, you will rue the day that you said that. You came into my home and you said those things. And now I gave you that advice. You've done it, and you want to throw me to the side. Perhaps I need to go to your neighbor. Oh, that woman. That woman looked at me. I was with her. That woman looked at me, but she looked at my grandmother, and she said, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My grandmother never forgot that kind of crap. You don't do that. You don't do that. She never forgot that. And any time when she came back and wanted to use my grandmother would say, oh no, it's raining today. I can't read. It wasn't raining. They would look outside and they'd say, but it's not raining. Well, it's going to start. When? Today? Well, maybe in the next couple of days, but I'm not reading. And that was my grandmother. I learned from her you don't mess with a rat, right, Lolly? You don't mess with a rat. So as time went on, my grandmother was a Scorpio. She was born November 8th. My grandmother went then. She said one day, she says, Zell, come on. I want you to look at this card, and I want you to look at this card, and I want you to look at this card. Now, these were the meanings that she had got from some family member, who knows. But I started looking at the cards, and the cards started like the energy felt like they were jumping at me. And I told her, I said, this scares me because it feels like, and she said, oh no, they're getting used to you. You're getting used to you. So I was about 15 and a half and 16. And I would go to my grandmother's in the summer because I wasn't allowed to do this because of my dad. It's not that he didn't believe in it. It's just that he thought it was just crazy. So went down to grandma's and I started reading. She would sit there and she started reading. I started reading. She would sit there with me. And that's how it all came to it. And then when I was 17 and a half, because there was a man who walked in my grandma's house one day and he scared me. And my grandpa was there. And I said, just a minute, I'll be right back. My grandma was talking to him. She knew what was going on. I said, just a minute, I'll be right back. And I went and got my grandpa and I said, Grandpa, there's a man in the house. Now, my grandpa was this little Irishman. And he would get mad. And he never really had an accent. But when he got mad, all the old brazen accent would be coming out. And don't you be patsy fingering in the holy water and all this, blah, blah, blah. So I said, there's a man that's in the house and he's unnerving me. He dropped what he was doing. Done. He came up to the house and sat in the living room and listened. Well, my grandma talked to him a little bit and everything else, and he wanted to know if his wife was having an affair. Well, my grandma was smart enough to say, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. And she just kept saying, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Primarily the German, with a little touch of the Irish, and with a little bit of the Italiano. So he leaves. I went to my grandma, and I said, Grandma, he's asking you about his wife. And she said, yeah. I said, he killed her. And she looked at me, and I looked at Grandpa, and I was stunned because I could see the energy of his wife coming in to that room with my grandma. And that's why I went to go get my grandpa. Because listen, my grandpa, he was a man's man, didn't make it. It would have been over in 10 minutes. And I said, Grandma, her. And she's just sat there for a minute. She looked at my grandpa, and this is my grandma always talked. She was really nasally. But she looked at him and she said, Pete, what do we need to do? And Grandpa said, I'm going down to get the law. That's what we need to do. So the law came up there. Now, it wasn't Barney Five at this point. It wasn't any of these guys. And he looked at me and he said, what do you know about this? And my grandma stepped in and my grandparents, because that law enforcement poo-poos this, except when they need you. And so do other people, except when they need you, right? It's always that, oh no, I'm a Christian. That's the devil. And then somebody goes missing and they're like, hello, can you help me find? I mean, that's the way it is. Seriously, that's the way it is. And anything. they poo-poo it until somebody's having an affair or somebody's doing something, somebody's cheating, doing too, blah, blah, blah. And then they're on the line. So my grandpa goes down there and he tells them, this is my granddaughter and she has the sight. Now that's what he called it. And that is what my other ancestor, that Lord Greggor, told me. I wish they were alive because I would ask them. But that's what he told, that Countess, I don't know what she is to me. She's an ancestor. But Countess Elisabetta, pardon me, had the sight. But she was of a noble family and they kept it hush-hush. So the deal is, he tells this sheriff dude, this deputy, my granddaughter's got this sight. And she saw, and this because I was shaking. I mean, hello, I'm from the farm. I have zero world experience except going down and milking cows and baling hay and talking to family and friends. Never traveled anywhere, never had been anywhere. Went to Canada one time with my family on vacation, and that was pretty much it. So I was sheltered. I did not understand a lot of this. I was shaking. And the sheriff came up to me and I was scared. I was scared of the law enforcement. And Grandpa was standing there. He said, now you need to tell them what you saw. And I said, he walked across to go in to talk to my grandmother if his wife was having an affair. And I saw that his wife was behind him. And at first it just went, shoosh, shoosh. And he said, well, if she was behind him, how did he? Oh, I said, yes, sir. Her. And he said, I don't know what to think about that because how am I going to go get a warrant? Because there's a little girl. I'm like, little my crack. But I was only like 17. And I said, he said, what am I going to do? And he said, Pete, what am I going to do? Pete was my grandpa. And they knew that, my grandpa and grandmother, because my grandfather was considered a water witch, which I did not like that anyhow. And I didn't like to be called that. I didn't want him to be, but he used the rods, to find, where are my rods? He used the rods to find water and found the majority of like this, but Grandpa used a willow branch, and he was a dowser. He found the majority of the wells in the county that I grew up in. So that was something that they all knew. So it was kind of accepted to a certain degree. So he asked my grandpa, he said, what are you going to do? He said, I think maybe I need to go down and tell him to come back up here, that my wife said that she could read for him. And the sheriff's deputy said, okay. So it was about 2 or 3 days later, my grandpa stopped after work and, hey, how you doing? Saw him outside and said, my wife says she can read for you. He said, oh, she can. All right, I'll be right up. So the sheriff had parked around the house and he was waiting on the inside. He comes in to talk to Grandma, and Grandma starts asking him questions and says, I don't think your wife was having an affair, but I see her close to you. Now she was, and he said, what do you mean? And she said, well, she's close to you. Did she, and he said, oh no, she went away. And she said, well, I don't think that she went away because she's just like almost beside you. And the fear on this guy's face. And that was the first time in my life that I had ever have seen a guilty person like and admit, start, you could tell he was kind of flipping. And he says, oh no, he said, she went away and you don't have to worry about it. And then finally he just got really nervous and said, hold on, I got some new gifts in and I want to thank everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, my darlings. Thank you. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Bless you. Bless you. So anyway, this kind of went on and this guy started getting really nervous. My grandpa walked in. He said, hey, you just need to sit down and just be calm now. And he says, oh no, I'm not going to be calm. How does he know that? How does she know? And he was going on and on. Finally, the sheriff walks in. And this is when I learned that they have a license to lie. And they do. And remember, they never ask you questions that they don't already know the answers to. So if anybody asks you a question from law enforcement, they already know the answer. So you don't have to explain it away. They already know because they're not going to ask you if they don't, especially lawyers. Ask our beautiful friend if she is still here. So listen, my grandfather wasn't scared of anything, nothing. He wasn't scared. So finally the sheriff comes out and the sheriff looks at him and he said, look, we know her. Where is she? Oh, I didn't. You don't have any proof. She went away. She ran off with this man. Blah, blah, blah. And he said, okay. So he runs out the house. I know, Kitty. I call him darling in private, though. It's just a respect thing for me. He runs out of the house. And my grandpa looks at him and says, aren't you going to follow him? And he said, no, because we already know he's guilty. And he looks at me. He looks at me. And he says, I want to cry. He looks at me and he says, can you find her? And I said, I think so, but I don't really know how. My grandpa got a pendulum and put it in my hand and said, go find her. And I said, well, you got to come with me because, hello, this scares me and I'm fearless. So the sheriff left and my grandpa and grandma and I followed in their car. I was shaking like a dog pooping razor blades. I was so scared because I thought, how on earth am I going to find this woman? I don't know. I've never had a pendulum in my life. Never, nothing. And my grandpa he said, you can do it. You can do it. My grandma didn't say a word because my grandma was scared. This was the first time, but she knew it wasn't going to be the last. So, oh my goodness, my darlings, after this story, I've got to go and thank all of you. Hello, look at this. Give me a second. So we pull up. Now, this man lives on a farm. And he's standing there with a pitchfork. Now, listen, when a man stands with a pitchfork and the fork is down, you know you don't have anything to be worried about. But when you pull up and you're standing there with a man with a pitchfork and the fork is up, you better be careful because he'll use it. Yes, my book has all these in, starting from when I was little, wee little, 4 years old, and goes up till now. So, we get out, and I was worried about my grandpa getting hurt. Little did I know that my grandpa had a 16 gauge in the trunk of the car and gets out and he's holding it. It's broken. Hello. You know, you break it open. You see the two things that you put into the barrel, right? You know what I'm talking about. So it's standing there broken like he's, King Poop at Turd Island in front of the sheriff's deputy. But see, back then you did that sort of thing. He's standing there and he says, oh, listen, my grandpa. So he's standing there and says, we're going to take a look around your property. And this old boy says, I don't think so. You better go get a warrant before you let that little girl. And he points at me. Now, listen, that's when Grandpa kicked in. He says, don't you dare be talking to my granddaughter like that. Hello? So we just kind of calmed down. So now he is standing there. And the sheriff looks at me and I said, Grandpa, come with me. And the sheriff says, don't you want, sheriff said, if you take one step, you won't be stepping no more. Oh boy, it was serious. It felt like an episode of Gunsmoke. No kidding. So we go and I'm standing there and I said, Grandpa, what am I supposed to do? And he said, just hold it with your thumb and your finger and you tell it you want to find this lady. And I said, okay. And all of a sudden, this pendulum started going zippity-doo-dah, zippity. I mean, it was just like, and I said, what the heck is it doing? And Grandpa said, don't worry. It's connecting the energy. Don't worry. You're working with it. You're in control. I said, okay, Grandpa, let's roll. Now listen, my grandpa, if you want to know what my grandpa looked like, my grandpa looked like Ben Cartwright on the Ponderosa. Dun 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 dun. Lorne Green. That's what my grandpa. He was a man's man. Didn't take no guff from him. So everything starts calming down and the pendulum starts moving. And you know how you all have seen me use the pendulum before, where the pendulum will stick up this way and stick up this way. It was standing like straight out. Now it was on a chain. And I kept looking at Grandpa like, okay. Now think about this. I was 17 years old. I could probably show you a picture of when I was 17. I look the same, only older. The same hair. So there we go. And I said, okay, show me. So now I'm starting to get used to it. And I said, okay. And I said, Grandpa, just stay. He said, I'm right here. Now he used to call me, because my name is Zelda Kelly. And he used to call me Kelsey, because that was the Irish way to do it. And he hated the word Zelda, because Zelda was my other grandmother's name. So he'd call me Kelsey. So we were going through, and all of a sudden it stopped, stopped. And I thought, what does this mean? And I said, are we close by? And it starts going, so it starts leading me all around, and we get closer to the barn. And as we get closer to the barn, you hear this man start to holler, "Get her away from the barn. Get that little WHORE." Oh my God, I didn't even know what that word was. Hello, I'm from the farm. The moment that he said that, my grandpa, "Keep your mouth shut." And I'm like, oh my heck. I was in the middle of it. So now we're walking around. And now I said, "You need to show me where she was." And we got right up to the barn. And there had been hay in bales up against the barn. Now I want to tell you something. When you live on a farm, you don't put hay bales up against the barn because they are flammable. And if somebody goes through and they have a cigarette and they do that and it lands in the hay, you're going to lose your barn and not know about it. It's bad enough that you have to store it in the inside of the barn. So I thought that was sus to begin with, because I had been farming along with my grandfather since I was 10 and the rest of the family. So I'm walking up there and I'm looking at these hay bales and I thought, this is sus. Of course, back then I didn't even know what the word sus meant. This is weird, I would say. Walked up there and this pendulum, zippity doo dah, it was just going to, and I looked at my grandpa because it kind of like was the energy. And for those of you who don't know the energy, when you pull at the energy, it was not her spirit that took me there. It was energy. Because for those of you who want to know what that feels like, you take a balloon and you rub it on your sleeve real fast and you put it in your hair and you feel that tug of your hair. That's exactly the energy that a pendulum will give you if you've nailed it. Well, it was doing some balloon action. I looked at my grandpa and I said, "We found her." And he said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yeah, we found her." And my grandmother sitting in the car. Now, my grandma was little. I'm 5'10". I don't know how that happened. Everybody else in my family is small. My bio dad was tall. My brothers are tall. But everybody else, I was like, zip. So I'm tall. I'm out there 5'10". And my grandma was sitting in the car. And I can see her scared. But she knew my grandfather would take care of the day. And the sheriff dude. So my grandpa looks up at the sheriff deputy and said, he didn't say, he just pointed to the bales. So he said, "All right." So the deputy, well, he didn't have this up in here. I think he did. I don't remember. He had a radio. I remember hearing him on, oh no, he took the radio off. He was calling and said, "We need some backup up here, blah, 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 blah." So before you know it, we see the cherries on top, just the one light, the cherry on top, coming down the lane. And before you know it, the police are all there. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh, shoot, what if I'm wrong and she's not there? I'm going to get in trouble for all these deputies coming out there. Hello, this isn't good. And then I thought, I've got to trust myself. I got to trust this. And if my grandpa, listen, I had more faith at that point in my grandpa than I did in the sun coming up. And so I thought, well, if grandpa says, okay. So, and for those of you who said I have beautiful skin and no wrinkles, get close. Get close. I told the mister, after tomorrow, hello, got to do something. All right. So anyway, so this deputy comes over And the other deputy takes him and puts him in handcuffs and all just right over at the car. And these guys start taking these bales away. And there was freshly dug. Thank you, my darlings. I'll tell you my secret after I'm done with this. Freshly dug. Might as well just say a grave. Freshly dug grave. Hi, my darlings. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. And she was there. He did it about 2 or 3 days before. And they found her and they arrested. Of course, they moved me. I didn't want to see her because, I mean, she was just thrown in a hole. And he told him, you know, he had to have a story. So he came to my grandmother and said, oh, she ran off with another man. And that was it. My grandpa wanted to lease some of the farmland that he had and everything else, but it was all tied up and it was a mess. And my grandmother said, Pete, we're not buying any land that a body is on. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Sorry, I just did that. So that started it. And then if anything else came, there was, when I was about 18 and a half, I was working for the state of Ohio then, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't know where. The sheriff rolls up. And he said, do you remember me? And I said, yeah, how can I forget you? Hello, that was just last year. And he said, well, we have another one. I said, another what? He said, we have another missing case. Can you go find this person? And I said, well, after work, we'll talk about it. Okay. I said, you can, I said, in fact, why don't we meet down at my grandpa's house? So I called Grandma and Grandpa and I said, listen, the sheriff was wanting to come and see me again. And Grandma's like, okay, what time? I'll make snacks, right? Hello, Grandma. Nobody comes hungry. Nobody leaves starving. So, thank you for being here, my darling Fatima. Thank you. Thank you. So I said, of course, I'll go, of course. So I said, but you need to bring me some picture. You need to bring me something because I had learned. And my grandpa said, look, you just can't go out cold turkey. You can't, you've got to. Okay. So it was near one of the lakes in Ohio. The boy was, I believe he was 21 or 22. I say a boy, he's a boy to me. He was a man, 21, 22. I was 18 and a half. They, where's that, my darling? Waterlogged? Where is that? Let me know in the chat where that is. And so I said, bring me a picture, bring me something of his, bring me this. He said, we have dogs, but they just, and back then, things were just so sparse. And so anyway, he says, this is really bad. He went out with some friends and they weren't really his friends and they double-crossed him and we know what happened. But we can't find him. And we believe that he's in a lake. We believe this, we believe that. Long story short, they brought me the file in this little manila envelope thing. I held on to the file until I got there. I spread it out on the deputy's hood of his car. Missing from Florence, Kentucky. Let me write all this down. I better write this down so I don't forget. All right. Florence, Kentucky, 9-year-old. I'll find it. So, is it a little girl? Why is a little girl coming into me? Is it a little girl? Okay, so anyway, so we went out there and I said, I got to connect with the energy. There's too many radios going on. There's too many other things. Because my grandpa even taught me back then, you don't mess with that stuff because that stuff is all around. And they're not human born. And they want to jump in and become human born. And they'll mislead you. And they'll lie. You've got to connect with the energy of the person. Yes, it's a little girl. Okay. All right, I'll look for her. I'll see what's going on. Can't make any promises, but we'll see. Okay? We'll see. Usually I don't get involved. Nancy Guthrie was kind of different, but usually I don't get involved. And I'll tell you why. Because everybody's a psychic. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody, and it's just so much. You get just bombarded. But anyway. So, I'm so sorry, Dawn. Yes, Danny's mom, yes. So anyway, long story short, I said, you need to bring the blonde boy that was with him here. And he said, what? And you know, he said, there was a blonde boy that was with him. I need to see him. So he came over. He was very reluctant. And I said, I need to see your left hand. And he goes, why do you need to see my left hand? I said, because you're left-handed. And he looked at me and goes, how did you know that? And I said, I don't know. Somebody told me. And I said, I need to see your left hand. And the sheriff deputy said, give her the left hand or we'll give her your left hand for you. So he puts it out like this. And I grabbed it. Hello. I grabbed it. And I used the pendulum over his wrist and said, did you do this to this boy? And it went, yes. And I said, you did this and you're going to pay. And where did you put him? Well, his dad was there. We're calling lawyers. You know how it is. I said, you better call a good one. Because he did it. I see it in his face. He did it. And the sheriff at this point is going, shh, don't, you know. And I said, you want me? It's okay, Mary Ellen. Thank you for being here, my darling. I said, you want me to do this, but then you want to shush me? It ain't going to work, pal. I'm out of here. He said, no. I had a little red Dodge Polaris. That thing was like the mystery machine. It got me everywhere. So I said, I'll leave. I don't care. No. I said, well, go call your lawyer. And Daddy, you better be careful because you're covering for this boy. Turns out that he was the ringleader. He was the instigator, not the ring. He was the instigator. And I told him, I said, he's not here on this side of the lake. He's on the other side. I said, and do you see that dock over there? He's about 20 feet out toward the middle of the dock. You'll find him. So I was there and they started going into the lake. They brought the divers and people started going onto the lake. And they did what they called, now you will know after you read my book why I had to step away for a little while, because even some of these terms, dragging a lake, can be, and this is why I don't get emotionally involved. And it's because you can't. I would be in a rubber room over Nancy Guthrie. Seriously. So he was out there I think it was more like 50 feet. It was not 20. It was 50 feet. They started dragging the lake. And they caused something on the bottom of the lake. And up he came. And he just came up right out of that lake. And it was stiff, and up he came from that lake. I will never forget that. I will never forget what that looked like. That was horrible. And sometimes you just got to walk away. And it seems hurtful and it seems callous and cold. But that's why even when families come to me, I tell them, please, I understand, but please do your best not to be, you can be emotional when you leave me, but try to give me anything but emotion, because I need to know what that fact is. Because, my darlings, I'm not one to hyper speculate. And that is, you know what? I saw this guy walking past at 1:48 a.m. and he looked like this guy, and he looked like, I can't even deal with that. If you could see me, seriously, if you could see me when people call into JLR's live streams and they're like, I am a psychic, that I don't care. I say it, oh, here we go. And it's because, first of all, if you are, you shouldn't have to preface anything with that. And that's the way I feel about it. You should not have to announce what you are. Never. You should not. Now, sometimes you do. But I don't go in other people's chats and give my opinion, or I go, now Ashley Banfield, I did. But I don't go in there and say anything to anyone, period. I listen, because you never know. They may know something that I don't. We're all not going to be on the same page. But everybody's like, you need Zelda to call in to JLR. No, I'm not going to. They crucify these people in the chat, and I don't need that type of energy. What I've got work to do. I got work to do. I can't be playing around. I'm sorry, honey. I don't take any emails about any cases to chat or anything else like that. And the reason is because I've got to keep that energy pure. I don't want to jump off into something else. And I apologize, because I know that you all want to help, but I can't do it. That's just the way that I operate. I'm a loner, and that's just how it is. Your phone is glitching. The TV is, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. I know all about JLR. It doesn't matter. If God can forgive, who are we to start spreading rumors or spreading things that doesn't matter? It does not matter. If God can forgive, who are we to say that we're not and hold it against someone? JLR is the last of the Mohicans. He and a handful of people, all the rest of our wonderful media have left. And JLR is the one out there praying for people, praying with people, blessing people. And that's all I got to say. I don't like that. He's out there to find Nancy. Who gives a flying rats what his past is like? I don't give a crap about anybody else's past here or anywhere else. Because guess what? Your actions speak louder than words. And especially when there's a place in, I believe it's the book of John, I can't remember, where it says something like this, sometimes the good deeds can really overcome what you've done in the past. He's paid a price, and that's it. No shade on anybody. That's right. JLR is trying, and where's everybody else? They left because they thought they had a bigger story. Where's the story? He's out there trying to find her. And guess what? This ridiculous, banana out there, butthole, pardon me, my opinion, Here's what I think. Are the only ones out there. We even had Maureen Hancock go out there. No, I'm going to tell you. Never mind. I seriously believe that we have to stop being so freaking snotty and get down to the rubber meets the road. Probably my mic cutting in and out. I hit it a couple of times. I can't be that judge. I'm certain that I've done things in my past that, listen, we all have an enemy. There's people, I'm certainly not many people's cup of tea. Believe me. So it doesn't matter what anybody's done. I want to see what they're doing now. Thank you. Brian Etten is there. Brian Etten is good. He's good. Thank you, my darlings. He's a good one. And I'm not coming down hard on anybody. I want you to know that. I'm just not coming down. But we as a society, and this group, you are safe here. But we have to stop that crap. I don't like somebody, and I don't want you to like them either. If anybody wants to really light me up, tell me, oh, I have an opinion. You need to be careful. No, you need to. So JLR has been all over this country, and I've watched him with a lot of different people. The one that made me sick was Madeline Soto. That case made me sick, and I said it right from the beginning. Her mother was involved, and maybe she made a deal. I don't know. But we all have to stay united, and we have to bat. No matter, listen, there's people on here on YouTube that I don't agree with. I'm serious. But I'm not going to sit here and say anything, because that's not my job. I'm not their judge. Judge ye not, lest ye be judged. And that I have to live by that rule, because I want my readings to be good. I want my life to be good. If I take my time and I insert myself in all this social media junk crap craziness that goes on, the social media is for people who have nothing else to do. And if they do, they certainly do not have anything good to say. So anyway. Well, let me tell you, you ought to hear about the old medieval days. Somebody asked Lord Greggor in his chat, what do you think about this country? What do you think? This is so horrible. And Lord Greggor says, you should have lived during the plagues. You should have lived during a time when people made no money. And everyone was on the streets scratching for the last loaf of bread and eating grass to make it through during these kingdom regimes. Said, so you know what? Now, back then they didn't have medicine. Back then they didn't have a lot of things. So we need to be grateful for what we have. And I myself, I'm just going to say this. I make my own economy. I don't care. I make my own economy. That's what manifesting, that's what all of this is all about. Sheriff Nanos was the banana. I make my own. Welcome to you too, my darling Deb, for coming in here. But I make my own economy. I don't allow, oh my God, the economy is affecting me. No, it's not. Because guess what? If I need something, the Lord provides and I'm able to get it. And hello. That's the way it works. Because there's not been ever any time in history where the country has never been divided, where someone or something has been oppressed or depressed or craziness. So, yeah, we got to thank God every day for what we got. So now, here comes a little bit before we end the stream. Don't you like how Zelda just goes zing within 60 seconds? And I apologize. Now, first of all, someone asked me what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm probably going to clean my carpet as soon as I'm done here with the stream, because Sammy, the girlfriend of Lord Greggor, overate today, and she brought up on a spot on the carpet, "Welcome, Lord Greggor, who is a vampire." Who's a vampire? So anyway, so I've got to clean the carpet, probably my bathroom, give it the once over lightly with the dust cloth. And, it's been, whatever. I mean, it wasn't like, she didn't bring up like 20 ounces, but it was just enough that I'm thinking, So, I'm going to give it a once over lightly with a dust cloth. I'm going to check on the bread. I'm going to make sure that I have enough butter. I've got some vegetables that I need to prep because he'll be in first thing in the morning and probably in the wee hours of the morn. And I'll hear it thunder and he'll be here. And I'm going to be probably putting a few things in the crock pot. And then tomorrow he's going to be resting because it takes a lot out of him. He's going to be resting. Sam will be by his side. And I'm going to watch my son and his lovely young lady play in a tournament that is Resident Evil. And I'm going to watch them shoot zombies. And if somebody says my husband is a vampire, no, he's not. That was my fault. So anyway, yeah, we just had the, I've got someone here bought me a beautiful steam cleaner, and I'm going to be using that. It's not, but I'm just persnickety. So I want everything. I mean, he's leaving a mess to come into a mess. Hello, Lord Greggor. Please make sure when that you step over things. So anyway, that's, I just got to make sure because I'm a kitchens and bathrooms girl. The rest, I'm cluttered. First of all, I'm cluttered. So anyway, that's kind of what it is. So the show, the radio show now, my darlings, nobody entered the winning catacomb cards, my darlings. Nobody entered the contest. So I'm going to put it on for another week. So there we go. But I mean, he and I just kind of meld together. I mean, really, when you look back, it's kind of like we've been together for 3 years. We kind of sort of have, talking every day. And then all of a sudden, he gets this little creative whack on the side of the head that he thinks, oh, maybe I like her. So you go to the website and you get the catacomb cards, although I don't think they're on sale anymore. But you can get the catacomb cards and you download and you put them together. And then you send us a color picture. And you can be creative. A lot of people don't have the card stock. And they'll put them on index cards. I think it's brilliant creativity. And they'll put it on, one lady cut up cereal boxes. There's 36 cards. And there's also the ebook. I'm going to be making an ebook for the crime cards and for my House of Zelda cards too. It's just I have so much time on my hands, right? Hello. So, Morgan, you are so adorable. Wait, I've got to show this. Zelda, you have such nice people here. I do see if everybody can pray for my son Jordan and my daughter Anna, both in the military and have the. Oh, honey, listen, I get it, but they're going to be just fine. And we're asking for the shield and the hedge of protection to be over them. No harm shall come to you or to them. And cling on that. There you go. There you go. Okay, so you send the pictures into the True Oracle email. It's on the website, trueoracle.com. You send it in there. Yeah. There you go. He does. He doesn't. I have emailed him twice, and I did contact him on X and said, I'd like to speak to you, but privately. But he's got so many people, and I'm thinking, okay. And then there's a lot of people that contact him and said, oh, you need to talk to Lady Zelda. Well, see, I'm just one of I don't want to make a big splash. I mean, I'm on here. We do a lot of things, but I just don't, I feel weird coming in. I am a psychic. I just don't like that. I don't like how they just appear out of the cosmic unknown. And you would never catch me in front of that house doing anything with a spirit box or any of that sort of stuff. It's uncalled for. It's disrespectful. And I do not believe in it. And I understand that it's meant to be, they want to find her, but I would not like it. I do read my super chats. I just haven't gotten to it. I have been reading them. This is like round 3. So I will be reading them. Oh, hold on. Here's a good one. Dippity-doo-dah. I know you don't drink, but if you would pick a cocktail to have on your birthday, what would it be? A cosmopolitan. No, an old-fashioned. I would have an old-fashioned on my birthday. I would have. See, the Mr. and I, he's got stuff there, but God only knows how old it is. That's why I ask him, is it hello? It's syrup? So, and thank you so much. Thank you so much. But, I won't go out there. I don't invite myself into things. I kind of look. With Madeline Soto, I looked. I knew right away what happened. That poor child. All right, let's read some super chats. That's a great idea. All right, let me see here. Let me back up to where I left off. I think I did see, okay, I remember these. Savannah's last video, yes. Aunt BB is a member. Okay, we saw that one. Lady Z, you're the best. I just saw your reply. Okay, I saw that one too. Okay, we got that one. Kevy Kev got that one. I just want to make sure I don't forget anybody. Okay. D Hunter, super sticker, $10. Thank you. Thank you. And another, let me see. Deborah, hello, my darling, and thank you. Look at that cat. Is that not adorable? I think, okay. CB, a moment in time. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, darling, for becoming a member. Thank you. Thank you. Janice, I don't know if I've seen this, but if it is, thank you. Happy birthday. May all your wishes come true. Love and blessings, and for you as well. Thank you. And happy birthday. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Love and Happiness is a new member. Welcome. God is perfect. He certainly is. Thank you for being here. Brenda, thank you, my darling, for coming in on board. And Jane, bless your little heart, my darling. Thank you. Thank you. New member, PSO279N1H. That's cryptic, and I love it. Thank you so much for being here. And a $2 chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Here you go, Colleen. I watched your remote viewing last night. I immediately picked up that it was those dark ones that took her. I'm pretty sure you know what. Yeah, I'm talking about. Yes. Truly doubt they will find her ever. Thank you. Happy birthday. I'm kind of on the same page, Colleen. Kind of on the same page. But we have to remain hopeful. And Jane, you have the most beautiful skin and no wrinkles. Look closer. But thank you. I'm going to tell you what we do before we go. New member, Army Nurse, I love you. I love that profile picture. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. See, I don't think he's ever had any fast food. They don't have it around there. And this is nothing. He doesn't eat out. He just eats at home. We don't go anywhere. I cook. We got things to talk about when he's here. So I'm the archivist, the chronicler. I'm constantly writing down. I'm preparing for my trip, hopefully in June. Hopefully, as long as the weather holds. Thank you so much. Oh, Susan, that little sweet face. Thank you. Thank you, my daughter, or my darling, waterlogged. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. And I prefer pie for my birthday. I love peach pie. But I'm not going to order one because if I did, I'd eat the whole pie. That's just how I just sit down with a spoon and go for it. I do respect Maureen also. I do respect her for that. Yeah, I do too. All right, let's talk a little bit about the skincare routine. I use Pond's Cold Cream to take my makeup off. I'll tell you, I wear falsies. Not so long anymore, but I used to wear hello. Remember Olive Oil with Popeye, how she'd bled her eye and her eyelashes would do this? Wasn't quite that bad, but I started wearing them. Oh, hello from Scotland. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi. Hello, my darling. So I don't wear them often, but I told Ian wanted to get me a peach pie. I don't know what we're going to have tomorrow. I think we may have some like a barbecue brisket because I love baked beans, barbecue brisket, and maybe some potato salad or something like that. The mister, he'll eat it if it's here. He's going to have to. So I use Pond's to take my makeup off. Now I love Merle Norman, the pink cold cream. Oh, baby girl, my kitty says happy birthday. Oh, hi, kitty. Hi, Starbright. Hi, kitty, baby. Okay. I do love Brian's reports too. Now, ladies and gents, he won't eat that sort of thing. I wish he would. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll have to ask him. But if I have a peach pie, why would I want to split it with him? I watch him. He's not watching right now. He's traveling, so I can say that kind of thing. So, let me see. Hello, watched your content on Prof's channel. Don't know what the Prof's channel is, my darling. My God, you blew my mind. I had goosebumps on goosebumps. I don't know what the Prof's channel is. But for those of you who didn't know, I used to work at the Psychic Friends Network. All right. I got my big start there. After I take off with Ponds, I dilute witch hazel. Not the witch hazel from, straight witch hazel, but I dilute it because as I get older, it's a little bit much. So I can't do it. So I love Merle Dorman. Yeah, Merle Norman. Merle Norman. Let me see if there's anything I need to be looking at. Okay. So then after that, if I have the Merle Norman, it's the pink cleansing cream. I love that. I'm out. And you take just a little bit, you warm it on your fingers and you put it in, you put it on. Now, before I put my makeup on, instead of using a primer, because, hey, I'm a girl from the old days. I'm not going to start using this concave and bronzer. And the girls from the 40s didn't do that. And look how beautiful they were. So, and look, Liz, my darling, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. Thank you. It was about the Delphi murders, Abby and Libby, and the readings. Oh, yeah. That's a horrible case. Thank you so much. That was a horrible case. Thank you so much, Lightning Horse. Thank you. Thank you. Now, here's what I do. I'm not going to any parade. My parade is going to be right here. I'm going to be singing my parade. Don't rain on my parade. I'm going to be parading right here. So this is what I do. Now, ladies, the back of your hand can be very helpful. I put just a tad. I take my finger and rub it over the top of the Vaseline. Put it on the back of my hand so it warms up a little bit. Then I take my face brush, my makeup brush. It's like a foundation brush. It's kind of an angle. It's a short kind of an angle. And I rub that in really good. And I do right here in the T-zone, because the pores are starting to get large. In the T-zone, around here, and on the upper eye and around here. I don't go back over here, and I don't go under here, just in that area. Then I put my foundation on. And it doesn't slide off. It doesn't slip off because you buff it in. And your makeup stays on. That's an old Hollywood trick. And how do I know? Because my grandmother and my mother were the Hollywood gurus. Thank you, my darling, and welcome here. You're going to love it. Welcome, welcome. Yes, Marilyn Monroe did that. So then the other thing is I put my blush on with the heels of my, well, that isn't the heel. Maybe it is. No, it's not. With my thumbs right here. Well, how do I do that? Well, I'll show you. Excuse me just a second, sister. All right. This is how you do it for those of you who want to know. It is liquid foundation in the winter, but now when the weather starts getting very warm, and it will here, I use Bare Minerals, or I use a mineral, or a CoverGirl base powder is what I use, because my face gets too hot and then it's all over. So this happens to be Revlon's Rum Raisin Gloss. That's what I've got on. I got it on the Talkie Tick shop, and it came with a lip pencil, comes with the regular lipstick, and then this is kind of a balm. So this is what you do. This is what you do. Right here on your palm, right here on your thumb. See, just like that. Rub them together. Rub them together. And then guess what? You go to town. Now that's a little heavy, and I did it because I wanted you to see. But if you do a little heavy, it's okay. It's okay, because guess what? You blot. And when you blot, then it'll start melding into your face makeup. And there you go. Easy. And you don't have to sit here and measure. You do it like this because, first of all, with this part of your thumb, you can actually feel where your cheekbone are. Eye is educated. You can feel where your cheekbones are. And you do it that way. And don't worry, by the end of the day, if you're like me, it'll be half off anyway. But that's what you do. It's easy. All this makeup, and I usually put it on a little bit heavier than today, but I wear glasses now, so, and sometimes I'll come down and chisel my nose, but why? So it took me 20 minutes to do my makeup for tonight. And I can tell you, it won't look any better if I took an hour to do it. Seriously. So that's it, my darling. That's it. So I think we have read all of the super chats. I think we have read everything. It's 3 hours. I told my mods, don't worry, we're not staying more than 2.5 hours. Liar. So how do I do my lashes? Well, I can tell you how I do my lashes. You know when you take your lashes out of the box? Here's a comb. Pretend this is the strip of your lashes. Right here. Instead of putting the glue right here, I put it a little bit under. Because they're supposed to lay on top. That's what you do. But the trick is you need to wait for it. Oops. You need to wait for it to almost dry. Because that's where some people make your mistake. You try to put it on too quickly, and then one end goes ring, and then the other end goes wing. If you put it on, and I always start at the inner corner, like right here, and then just lay down my lash. Boom, it's there. And that's it. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Patty. Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. You guys are wonderful. So that's how I do it. One of these days I'll show you. One of these days I'll show you. Sunday at 10 a.m. for you. Oh, Trista, thank you. You know what? I've been wearing lashes since I was probably about 16 because I never liked the way that mascara looks. And I don't like it when you take it off. You take it off right in this under eye, and that's what'll wrinkle you. My grandmother used that Merle Norman pink cleansing stuff. And my former mother-in-law, my son's grandmother, used it. And when she passed away, she was 86 years old. She looked 40. My grandmother was 96 when she passed, and she looked like she was in her 40s. And it's just that very thin layer of either Vaseline or the Merle Norman cleansing. I like Merle Norman. I used to like Lancome a lot, but they just got crazy on some of their prices, and their quality dropped. Their quality dropped. I'd like to get my lashes done, and I'll tell you what, I'm really tempted to use some of this tubing mascara. Putting it on is the easy part. Taking it off, I don't know. I don't like to wipe down on this because, you know, that part starts to sink and it starts looking funky Cole Medina and, you know, whatever. Happy birthday. Thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please tell your wife I said hello and thank you. Just grant it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go mix old-fashioned. Listen, I'm going to tell you what I do. Mix an old-fashioned. There you go. Happy birthday. Listen, here are the songs that you need. Here's the songs that you need to be playing this week. Now, promise me that you will, because you can find them on the Tubes of You. Promise me you will. When you get at any time, if you're starting to feel down, girl, I've got it down. I would be dancing on TikTok. Listen, you've got to play Ring My Bell by Anita Ward. The night is young and so are possibilities. So come on and let yourself be free. You can ring my bell. You got to be playing that. You can betcha. I'm on it. My son leaves the room when mom starts getting down. So you got to do Ring My Bell and then do the hustle. Dun, 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 dun. And believe me, I still do the hustle. I dance in my living room. And when the mister's here, I'll be doing the hustle too. Last time he was here, I was doing that. And he just kind of like, sitting writing. It's just a normal thing. I just sit, he just sits and writes, and he was waiting to get on the phone one time. Bless him. Listen, he doesn't say anything. Listen, get those Bee Gees. The Saturday Night Live. Staying Alive. Oh, yeah. Not Saturday Night Live. Whatever it was. He will be sitting here looking on the phone while I'm sitting, and I'll be up doing the hustle, right? And he'll be sitting here kind of like, and he'll kind of look at me, and then he'll look at his phone. Then he'll watch me. And then Saturday Night Fever, thank you so much. Jacqueline saved my bacon. And then he'll look at me, and then he looks at the phone. And then he gets this very, this right here. And he'll look at me and go, Valiana? In that accent. Now, I got to tell you this. I don't get to talk to him as much as I used to because of him working. And it's very important that he works and gets this done because they're on a time constraint. And when he called me a couple of days ago, his accent is so thick again. I was like, huh? What are you trying to say? So on some of our things, somebody in his chat kind of got snarky and said, oh, it sounds like you're reading a script, or maybe it's AI. No, he is reading, because I have to write this down so he phonetically can get into his English again. Because when I first met him, his English stunk and my German stunk, and it still does. But the more we talked, the better. He's more than really that handsome. I can't stand it. Yes, he's very handsome. And the more we talk, the better his English gets. But English is like his third language. So I'll be singing Ring My Bell. And Ian just came through. He said hello and waved to everyone. I'll be singing and I'll be doing the hustle. And I want to thank each and every one of you for all the beautiful gifts and your generosity tonight. Oh my heck, you guys are wonderful. Oh, you had a bad day, Carol. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Captain Harris says hello to you, Ian. Captain Harris says hello.
Hello.
Everybody is saying hello. Came out of his, yeah. So anyway, oh, Kitty, thank you. But it's kind of like, he and I are kind of like the old couple. I mean, we're happy together and we're just delighted. But it's like, have you not had anyone to talk to? Oh, yeah, that's right. You went about 400 years without having somebody to talk to. Yeah. So, I mean, when he and I get together, and believe me, I've learned so much. Hello from Scotland. I'm going to do Elizabeth, I'm going to be live streaming, just so you know, my darling. I hope I say this correctly, and forgive me if it's incorrect. Okay? I'm going to be live streaming from Illendonen. I hope that's right. Illendonen Castle in Scotland. Now, I'm not going to be there. They have a live stream, and I want to live stream it here. So, pardon me. I would love to have a Scottish accent, and that is one that I cannot do. And I won't try because I don't want to be disrespectful. So, hi from Australia. Hi, Susan, and welcome. Hi. So anyway, we got so much good stuff that we're doing. And listen, I want to thank you, Aussie. That's right. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming in here, being a big part. Oh, hi, just as cute. Hi, my darling. Oh, wait, I've got to see your profile. Hold on. Oh, look at this. You gorgeous lady. Thank you so much for blessing blessing our house, blessing the room. Thank you. This person is Petey, who is Paranormal Petey. He will go. I mean, he could go at any time. And I'm a little worried about him working on the guardhouse there because it's very high up, and this guy's pretty brave. So, oh, do you? You're certified Lady Jane Bell. My husband is a Scottish laird. Oh, I love that. And own a piece of land in Dornan Castle. Oh, thank you. So, I love it. Don't you love it when the royals get together? The one thing, Dornan Castle. I hope I say that right. Please forgive me if I don't, but I think it's fantastic. Hello. This man needs kissing constantly. And then if he doesn't get it, he bites. So, thank you so much. But tomorrow, he's going to be resting. We'll probably eat something. I'm going to just be doing a few things here. And we're going to watch Ian and his tournament. And that's going to be it. Monday's back to the grind again. I got to tell you, I have an southern accent, Cat Granny. I can do an accent now. I'm filled of accents and full of other things too. So, I was going to tell you, I did order another phone. For those of you who are still waiting for readings, they're coming out slow because with my phone that I have, my storage is hosed. And I've got other storage things, and it just doesn't want to work connecting it to the tubes of you, uploading, doing all that. You're near Edinburgh. Oh my goodness, I love it. I want to come there someday. So I'm so glad, Elizabeth. Thank you. You love the Irish accent? And I try, but it's horrible. Well, mine probably is not that authentic, but I just listened to my grandfather enough when he would get sore at my grandmother. So, anyway, it was supposed to be here yesterday, but in Mercury retrograde fashion, when it was supposed to show up, I got a little thing that said, "Oh, we're sorry. FedEx has it," and it went to Memphis, Tennessee. And it'll be here on the 18th. Well, you're not going to have to wait for your readings until then. I'm still doing them, but hang in there with me. They're almost done. So thank you so much from Nashville. If she wanted to borrow something for the neighbor, like oil, they'd have to ask me what she was saying, right? Guy, oral. That's right. Oh my goodness. You have the UK accent. Oh, Dawn, I love it. Oh, I love it. Though, the one thing many people have asked me about Lord Greggor, his lordship is the European. It's a European house. What do they call that? Now I even forget. But it's not the proper Downton Abbey. It's more the continental. It's the continental noble thing. And theirs were more military oriented, military fortress. It was that type of nobility, but it's the continental. And there's still a lot for me to learn. The household speaks German because most of the people that are there speak German. I got to step it up, ladies and gents. I got to step it up. There's a certain attire that I have to wear while I'm there. It's not that I wish it were Lord of the Rings. I'd be in heaven. But there's certain things. There's a certain time when you say, oh, nice, Susan. There's a time when he and I will be together. When we're eating together, it will be supper. And we will be taking our supper probably in the great library. But then when we have people over, and there will be people, he's got a whole staff that is coming. There will be people, and then it's dinner. It's like, there's a lot. And it's so funny because, sometimes I just think that I've got it all down pat. And then his steward, who has been wonderful, who've been with him for years, and his wife she works in the hearth, which is the kitchen. Edinburgh Castle. Oh, I know. I love it. She told the mister that I need to be working on my German. I know that. And that she and her husband, if you're watching, my darling, I cannot wait to meet you. But that she feels that I'm totally American. And that can be a problem in these nobility houses because you just don't go in there being bombastic, You just got to be careful. So I've got now when he first came here, he would sit and wait, and I would wait on him to eat. Guten Tag, mein Darling. He would wait to eat. He would wait on me and I would wait on him. And then he would kind of give me this little nod. So, it's very proper. It's very proper. But English is his third language. He speaks like 5. The people that he have there now are German, Italian, and French. And he is fluent in each one. I won't be that way. But hello, look how much time he's had to learn. So anyway, my darling, it is time for us to say goodnight and wishing you all well for you being here. Do me a favor, my darlings. What can I have you put in the chat to see us out? Hi there, Desert Talker. Hi there. Yes, we're talking about him. Oh, your son delivers food daily to Edinburgh Castle. Is it Edinburgh or Edinburgh? I think it's Edinburgh Castle. See, I'm bad. I'm really bad at that language. I wish to me, it's lovely. It's lovely. But thank you so much. Oh my goodness, Laura. Just got a little notification in from Laura. Thank you so much. Has he been in your car? No, there's no reason. I mean, he would if we went somewhere. But I mean, he's ridden in cars and stuff before. I mean, he was like in World War I. So I mean, he's, there's plumbing in the castle. There's, he's not that primitive, but there are some things like the music, Ring My Bell. He just kind of has to sit and, But we have decided that music is the one thing that really is hard. But you know what? I cried. Thank you so much, my darlings. I cried because you know what? He told me he has not had anybody to celebrate his birthday in a long time. There's not been anybody around. And it's not when he's there with the steward, it's not like he gets up, tickety boom ba. He doesn't do any of that. And say, oh, I can't go out and muck the stalls and feed the horses today because it is my birthday. You wouldn't even know it. The last time I sang that, I was so off key. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. There you go. There you go. It's time to say goodbye. I hate to leave you, but I got a carpet cleaner and barkeeper's friend waiting on me. So thank you, you guys. So long. There was one song I was going to sing, you guys. I can't remember. Oh, we better sing Happy Birthday. There's been a lot of people in here. Thank you so much. Edinburgh. Easy. I get it. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear March babies. Happy birthday to you and many more. All right. Think of the most amazing person. He does think I'm amazing. I don't know why. He could have had some very amazing ladies. Seriously. But it just was never interested. Never interested. Lord Greggor's birthday is July the 11th. July the 11th. A master builder number, July the 11th. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Now hang out because I've got a little goodbye screen for you. And remember, ring my bell and hustle. Do the hustle. Right? Ring my bell, do the hustle. He is an immortal, honey. He is an immortal. Let me explain that. Most people think that an immortal is someone who will live forever, and he will not. He has just lived a long time because that's what he's chosen. And where he is, the veil is thinner. The horses are older. The animals are older. He says his chickens are so old they refuse to die. But everyone. Now, will I be younger? No. But no. So, but there will be a day that now we've kind of made this pact that when he's, when I go, because he will outlive me most likely, never know. But when I go, he will then, now of course he won't expire himself because he's not my way and he doesn't believe in that. But what he will say is, okay, I'm ready to be taken when the veil needs me. And that'll be it. Because, after this, it's kind of like he won't have anyone else. And so that'll be done. So thank you, but I'm not planning on going anywhere for a long time, and neither is he. Okay, my darlings, here we go. Thank you so much. I want you to hang out. Jazz hands. That's right. I want you to hang out. I've got a little something to show you. And who would in this count Saint Germain or something? Not sure what you mean, darling. Who? Now, Count Saint Germain did call me one time when I worked on the count. He said he was. I believed him because he knew things about me that I didn't know, ancestral wise. Who would? Is this Count Saint Germain or something? No, he is not. Happy birthday and thank you. Well, thank you. Oh, and you know what? There is no pinkies. You don't, there's a certain way you have to stir your tea, and there is no pinky up. That is like an American thing, is what he told me. Don't do that. See, there's a lot of things. I just got to learn. What will happen to Vale Keep if he has no children? He has no children. Vale Keep will go probably, and I think that's why he's renovating and taking down a lot of those things that they don't need anymore, like the walls and the guardhouses and all that. And he's donating those to all the other people that have the farms and so forth. It will either go to the country as the estate, or it will go to his lawyer. I don't know. His lawyer's in New York. He's talked about that, but it will probably go to the state with a caveat that the people of Vale Haven will be caretakers and will remain there, and it will pass along as caretakers, most likely. It will be a huge, and Vale Haven is huge. Vale Haven is big, thousands of acres. It's big. So thank you so much, my darlings, for being here. The next time live, I am going to try to go live Thursday night on his channel. We'll update everything. He'll be gone by then. He's going to go back on Wednesday. I'll update everything on the renovations. I'm still going to be posting here on Nancy. I'm still going to be doing this. I'm still going to be doing that. There's all going to be all kinds of things. And yeah, so thanks a lot. Hang out, my darlings. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. But hang out for this little screen that I've got to show you. And I'll see you very soon. Many blessings to you. Bye for now. And thanks again. I love you guys.
Thank you for coming, everyone. We'll miss you.
Take care.
It was lovely to see you.